version of mine too. Marked surface. I don't have sweep and clear. Cunning, ordnance, advance intel, recover, bunker, shifting. Wow, we play very different objectives.
It's good and bad sometimes.
Yeah, it depends. All depends who you're playing, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, so we talk cover.
Yeah, let's go terrain first. Yeah. Let's move Izzy's bus because I don't know what's under there. He just kind of disappeared.
Oh yeah, that is his bus. Yeah, where'd he go?
That's not terrain. I don't know. He just disappeared.
Yeah, just put it all at the end over there.
All right,
that way you have room for you and me.
Yeah, I just don't like moving people's stuff too much. I don't want to be liable. I want to blow them up with dice, not with my hands.
Right.
Oops. Looks like everything. Okay.
Okay.
I
mean, crates light.
Yeah. We just
Everything else heavy.
Yeah, just do like scatter light and not count. You want to count this as one piece or two pieces there?
What do you want to do? It's either make it one.
Yeah, we'll just do one, the whole box. Just open light scatter.
Okay.
We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do you want to do these as open lights? Let's just count nothing there.
Yeah, that's nothing.
So we can do these two as just
separate pieces.
Yeah.
Light.
Yeah.
Or should we make them heavy?
Let's do heavy. They're kind of a machine.
Yeah, they're kind of big.
Do you want to do difficult on them or open? Is it kind of like a
open?
All right, open, heavy scatter.
Yep.
We can do all these buildings and buses as just heavy open obstacles.
Yep.
Including this. Is there anything I should know about on this side, like holes?
Nah, there's no way through. There's a door behind there, but it only goes that far.
Sounds good.
Okay. What's this? Cover?
Yeah, just.
No, I guess if you're up here, you got cover. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean shooting across it could matter.
Yeah. So what are we gonna say?
Yeah. How about we do these two as like open heavy obstacles? Yeah, separate pieces. So we're up here.
Both up here.
Yeah. We try to duke it out or something.
All right. And then how are we gonna play this building? Is it one piece of cover? If I'm touching here, you're touching there, negates, or is it split down the middle?
We just do it one piece.
I think it's easier. Yeah.
I like to just chunk things out, and it's just easier.
And then what about this? Because there's space in between. Should we just put it in the middle and you can't go through there?
Sounds good, yeah.
Okay.
How do we want to go on top of it because they're kind of holes?
We could go on top. I mean, I think it's maybe stay on there.
Okay. Yeah, so just climb up there, just open.
Yeah.
So I've been saying to the people on the stream that we're just observers, we're not judges, but if both of my commentators are judges.
Well, only one of your commentators is technically a judge.
Oh, okay.
Is that me?
That's you, yeah.
Why are you wearing the shirt?
Because I'm your event organizer.
Oh.
Well, as we can see, 3 undefeated people have made it through this stream. But now it comes to an end for tonight. One man will go home after going 3-0, 3-1. Or they could go 3-1-0. Right?
Yes, that is traditionally how it happens, but yeah. It's win, loss, draw.
Oh. I feel dumb now.
So some of you are having questions about why they're resolving strafing around the end of the game. How we're doing the hard dice down is we treat it as the end of the turn. So strafing run happens at the end of phase, at the start of the end phase. So when we call hard dice down, they're finishing up, and then they're going to do everything in the end phase to conclude a game.
Indeed.
Yes. Sorry if I'm not talking too much, I just gotta set up the new list.
But it's interesting to see Rebels doing well in this tournament. I don't know if it is just people playing Rebels a certain way that they're not going to round 5 or 4 as often and playing a lot slower.
I mean, that happened last game with Ewoks, 15 activations, being able to go to round 4. No, never mind. If they had not gotten that extra round, it would have gotten Shadow Collective.
Yeah. But
as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, but I feel like you see that a lot of people, big activations playing slow. That's my big gripe right now with I play fast I know what I'm doing with my, like, I play droid, so it's, I move on the board, range 1 from the next droid, and then I continue on, and it's like, yeah, I can shoot range 4, but it's not, I'm going to go on my way to shoot you, but if you put something there, I'll shoot. And it's like, oh, I'm so scared of the 2 dice crit 1 attack that I will take so long to just go around. Very awkward angle.
Priority and all that. Red, blue.
Yeah, you're good to go.
Okay. All right, I'll be
Blue.
red.
What was your battle deck again? I know you said it, but
There you go. Close the pocket, breakthrough, recover the research. And
But it's
then,
interesting
my
to see
secondary is
Mr.
recon.
Avocado himself promoting Sleeper Cell but not bringing them. But his opponent has Sleeper Cell.
Yeah.
Sleeper Cell is still good after the nerf, I feel like. Before the nerf, it was kind of very broken. Having order control on them for very cheap.
Having played my last 4 games against Sleeper Cell, Sleeper Cell is very good, unless they get into melee.
They're very good if you don't have an answer to them. And if you have arcs, they're just useless. Because arcs are very good.
I hate glare with passion. So it's shifting priorities, and let's see if I can get my other camera on there.
There's nothing else that happens during that. You just move it, and you have to secure it to get the point.
yes.
It's not bad at all. I don't mind it.
All right.
All right, your first cancel.
Banning your recon mission.
Okay, so it was recon mission. Surface scan.
2 units will have the
Garnisher,
asset,
I think he means the
and
nerf
if they're
to
outside
arcs
friendly,
rather
they'll
than
just give
nerf
you
to
a
Sleeper
point.
Cell.
The nerf to everybody, but mostly the Sleeper Cell with the comms tech to give them the order.
Oh,
turn 1.
yeah, not be able to take those. But
Yeah.
That's fair.
Oh, it's like those were really good to make sure you went last, but it's also like they don't need to go last. They get a bunch of dodges and stuff, but also arcs needed the nerf back. They still need to be nerfed in my opinion.
You think they're still too good?
I feel like the strike teams are overcosted, but the main units are undercosted. So you need to adjust the points a little bit to make it so it's harder to bring full strikes, but easier to bring just the teams of 2.
So bring down the points of the team of 2, up the points of the...
Up to 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that change, because it doesn't change anything that I do.
Yeah, it doesn't change anything you do, but it changes the way people play the full arcs. And it hurts my feeling when they're like, aha, now I have all these aims and all this just nonsense to shoot you. And then I have surges on my defense roll, so now I have surge red saves. And if the red dice don't have the blank on them, it feels bad.
Your red dice blank?
Oh, my red dice blank. They're painted white dice, if I'm being honest.
I wasn't certain you could fail a red save.
It's very possible. I have gone 10 out of 11 on B2 saves.
That's fair. It's the same as white dice not actually having a hit.
Yeah.
They just have 2 crits.
Yep. That's why you play mass forward B1s.
Ew, B1s.
I didn't build them.
I mean, that's fair, but play B2s.
I can't buy them. I can't buy
yeah,
them.
you can't buy them, but they're cooler.
Yeah. I have 5, but I need 6.
Kevin says hi.
You need 12, actually. Yeah, so you can run 6 super squads.
Yeah.
It's so much fun.
Yeah.
For you and your opponent.
Oh. Hello, Mr. Kevin.
So I guess that's the objectives then.
Yeah.
Surface scan with shifting priorities.
Yeah. there is a big difference between competitive play and casual play. Looking at everyone playing objectives and things, because during like in a casual Thursday event or a weekend event, everyone's just like, you know what? Let's take not marked targets, sweep and clear, or bring them to heal. Just the objectives where it's like, I kill something or I suppress something, I get things. Not this unit has to be outside range 1, and then this other guy has to be this, and just a whole bunch of words. Too many words.
We are
Yeah.
we are lost on words right now, aren't we?
Yeah.
We make very entertaining commentators.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Goldfish, have you ever thought about making the cards matte, so when the people go up to the table, they can just make their own battle deck on matte cards? That could be the new. hit thing.
I guess that's what I should do. Is I actually have custom-made cards that don't glare.
Yeah.
I mean, just use matte sleeves.
Yeah.
I'd probably do it. We're being asked to give us a dad joke. Do you have any?
Ooh, I have some good.
Do you have any without pulling out your phone?
No, I have a.
All
whole...
the best comedians have it all written down.
Yeah. I have my whole jokes folder when I used to do stand-up comedy.
You did stand-up comedy?
Yeah, I tried stand-up comedy for a couple months.
Michael Moore? You brought this on the last stream.
Yeah. So I was doing stand-up comedy, and then at a certain point, it just wasn't. I wasn't getting the laughs from the comedians, and it was just like the hop from like one person. And I was like, you know, I'm done doing comedy. Yeah.
All right.
But
Interesting story there.
yeah. But then I went to the comedy store, and one of the people that got me into comedy was like, "Oh, you should come back to do it." I'm like, I don't think so.
Yeah, fair enough, I guess.
Yeah.
None of these look like they're dad jokes.
I went on a date the other day with a girl that works at a zoo. She's a keeper. So at work, the female janitor said, "Do you want to smoke some weed with me?" And I said, "No, I can't deal with high maintenance women." It's a dad joke. Yeah. So the future of Rebels. Are we going to see
All Sleeper
Mon
Cell.
Mothma?
Oh, Mon Mothma. What would she be, like, pure support?
Basically what Thrawn is.
Basically, like
We don't have
Thrawn
Thrawn yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's coming.
He's coming, and he. Well, no. What's the other guy coming in that big set?
Tag as well, I think.
It was Tag, and then it was
Tarkin, Thrawn, Tag, and
Yeah.
then a new model for Krennic.
yeah. Mon Mothma's just going to be Tarkin. I've never seen Tarkin fight besides in the Clone Wars in one episode. He just sits in a throne.
Wear slippers.
Yeah. But it should be fun watching the new Mandalorian movie.
Oh, Grogu and the Mandalorian, or
Yeah.
whatever it's called.
Yep.
Yeah, it should be
Mando
interesting.
and the Grogu.
Yeah. So, do you have any big opinions about Skeleton Crew?
I think it's neat.
Wow. He thinks it's meat.
They have a pirate droid that's my new favorite droid after
Do not touch the captain.
Yeah. It's both as many pirate stereotypes as possible, and it's Nick Frost.
Okay. You didn't like the one from Star Wars Outlaws?
I haven't played it yet.
Ah, valid.
I was waiting for it to go on sale, and also go to Steam.
Makes sense.
It's gone to Steam, but it's not gone on the big one sale yet.
Soon.
Oh yeah, probably.
They need money.
Probably summer sale.
Yeah.
Maybe earlier.
I think shifting priorities is one of the best missions. Not because of how just fair it is, but just you get to move things around and it makes it fun. Because it's like, oh, you have heavy cover from the POI? Nope. And then people forget about it, and then you get them off guard. It's a little gotcha.
Shane, your sister's very proud of you.
Is she?
Yeah, she's in chat. You're welcome.
Wow. A loving family.
Yeah.
I don't know where I was going with that.
Yeah, what's the lead up after that?
I don't know.
Is there a joke coming?
Try to just put something out there. Maybe you would have said something.
My parents don't watch this. I don't care.
My mom's like, are you going to that Star Wars Legends thing?
Hello, Randy.
Hey, Randy.
Hi, Randy.
Just know that I'm going to Las Vegas for none of the normal Las Vegas things.
Yeah.
And yeah, alright. So what command cards did we get?
It looks like the Boba 3 pip. And I don't know what the other person played.
Hey, Santa Mike.
Made me Santa. I was like, all right. Standing orders. It was in there.
It's probably the alternate I threw him off.
Oh, we're supposed to leave it there?
You can take it back.
A very fascinating standing orders card. I wonder where he got it. Maybe the SoCal Open from 2024. Shout out Lance. Not Armstrong. Lance from SoCal.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh, Randy's bringing up a great point. We've got a fantastic event coming up soon, actually. You know which one?
No. What? The LVOIS tomorrow?
No, Adepticon. I'm glad you can definitely segue with me. This is fantastic.
So Adepticon moved. Where did it move to?
It moved to Minnesota. No, it moved to Milwaukee. I definitely
Milwaukee,
know.
Texas?
Is
After
that a
the
place?
tour?
I don't know.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. No,
I've been
but
streaming for
Milwaukee,
11 hours. I'm a little lost.
Wisconsin.
Famous for the cheese. Are you gonna try some cheese? Or are you still lactose intolerant?
I am lactose intolerant, so yes, I will try the cheese.
Do you have the little pills that you take?
Oh God, no,
Be a man, take the pills.
no.
Okay.
You take the blue pill.
Or the red
You
pill.
stay in the bathroom forever.
Yeah, that's just eating cheese. I don't have to take a pill for that. Or drink milk.
Yeah. So speaking of Adepticon, Josh is the main man, the head honcho.
Everything is owned by him.
Yeah.
That's not entirely true.
In my eyes, it is completely true 100%. But that's not
What happened to
verified
Lando
or
again?
fact checked.
So, we're doing a little something different this Adepticon. Instead of having like a last chance qualifier and invites for it, we've got heats. And currently, Heat 1 on Thursday filled up way faster than Heat 2 on Friday, which was really surprising to me and everyone I've talked about it with.
Because, like, wouldn't you want to just get... You don't have to show up Thursday, you just show up Friday. You don't have to get an extra day off work. You
Yeah.
just have the week.
It's wild. I'm glad there's so many people who's like, oh, I'm going to go to every day of Adepticon, even if I don't have to.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. But yeah, it should be a pretty fun world. We got the That's No Moon people are going to be our commentators again.
Yep, the British.
The Brits are going to be there.
British are coming.
Hopefully, we get an American or anyone else to take it away from Ollie,
Of course.
because the British can't have nice things, and
I would even accept the Canadian, Timbo, to take it away from him.
I think you mean future America.
Future American Timbo.
Yeah, we just need the Brits to go, it's coming home, and for it to not come home. Because it's been home for an entire year now.
Too
and that's
long.
unacceptable.
Yeah, very un-American of us to let him win. But also, I feel like everyone is always like, Adepticon. It's one of the best experiences as just a participant there and seeing the environment and everyone. It's competitive, but it's also, let's celebrate this event and celebrate Legion. You have a bunch of AMG staff there. They really like the game and talking to people. Like, I had promo cards I gave Pagani, and he was like super excited to see them. Like, people actually like producing different things for the game that, like, it's always nice to see like the appreciation that they give us, but we give them.
Oh yeah, they do great work.
Yeah.
And it's fun to just talk with them. It's probably the easiest way to just straight talk to Pagani for like 30 minutes and just learn more about designing the game than you probably wanted to know.
Yeah. Or about what he had for dinner last night.
Yeah, or what he did in COD.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But also the prize support's great.
Oh yeah, there'll be some really fun things.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll be showing them off pretty soon, but
Indeed.
there'll be some fun things coming out. We've got we're running some dangerous environments.
Ooh, the new expansion for Legion, some would say.
Yeah, mini expansions, some nice neat advantages. They'll be set up on tables for Sunday.
Yeah.
Another fun thing we're doing with it is we're doing a little bit different for doubles this year.
How so?
Well, one of the things I ran into last year was that there were some players who really wanted to do doubles but didn't have anyone else to play with. Or they'd been dropped from Worlds and they still wanted to play games. So my reasoning for it this year was, what if I just made doubles 500 points? And what if you didn't necessarily need a teammate and you could just match up with anyone day of? So doubles this year, you'll build a 500-point list and just follow all the normal skirmish rules. But then, with your teammate, you can't have any of the same unique characters. And for purposes of this, Darth Vader is Anakin Skywalker. I know he says he killed him, but Darth Vader is Anakin Skywalker.
Fascinating.
It cannot exist in
And
the same area.
it should be pretty fun because I'm not faction locking anything.
So you're telling me I can play droids with pikes?
You could play droids and your teammate could play Shadow Collective and you could pike spam. You could, my favorite one, and I hope someone runs this now, is Tac Strike is really fun. Tac Strike is really fun. What if you did Tac Strike but with arcs?
See, I remember you telling me about this, and we were making lists at your place, and you were just like, so what if we do this with Anakin and then do this with Iden? And I'm just looking at you like, huh, these battle forces seem very broken in 500 points. Where Anakin can take one clone and a whole bunch of ARC troopers that get a whole bunch of things. And it's like,
Oh, we already have dice rules?
Yeah.
was it the Boba Fett?
No, it's
Oh yeah, they're playing a game. I forgot about that.
it's ATRT. Tune in to something.
No, into
To the sleeper cell. I think it's just a suppression.
No, I think that's the Ewoks.
Ewoks? Yeah.
What's fascinating to see is how popular the ATRT is as a unit in Rebels now, because
It lost armor, but it's a lot better.
but it also gained scout and
You can't shoot through it anymore.
yeah,
It got better saves. It has armor too still.
it's cheap.
But it's not full armor.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but it's effectively old cover too, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, for double should be pretty fun. There's some neat combinations you can make that are pretty fun. But continuing on with that, you'll both bring objective cards for a full-size game. and then you'll choose 3 of them between the 2 of you. No duplicates, but yeah. So you'll choose objectives, you'll choose secondaries.
Tell me I can't take breakthrough twice?
Oh God, no. But yeah, and then we'll have dangerous environments for the advantages as well. So it should be a good time.
You and your partner take breakthrough, and the opponent and his partner take breakthrough. There's a 4 out of 6 chance you play breakthrough. A 66 chance. IV to this. No IV to this. No IV to this. Breakthrough.
But yeah, it should be a fun time.
Yeah. You're also having Spec Ops again.
Yep, we got Spec Ops on Thursday.
Yep. I remember running it last year, and then we had a buy, so I played the buy, and I had a red save army, and they did not save.
They did not save. Your red saves don't save.
No.
It's fun.
I felt so bad. I'm like, I'll give you a real game. And then he's just like, I'll shoot you. And I'm like, 5 wounds, 5 wounds, 5 wounds. And I'm like, all right, good game, sir. I'm just like, I tried.
But yeah, and then there will also be a reveal for a bunch of minis.
Oh, just like last year?
Just like last year. It'll be a big one.
What?
Do you think they might bring back the games that should not be spoken of? Never mind. Guess not. But
No.
my favorite part about going to that last year was being in the room, and it's not even like it's all just, oh, we're all here for the Legion stuff, or we're all here for just certain things. Everyone was just super excited to see everything coming out.
It was fun to keep pushing back the final game because we just wanted to watch the broadcast. I think we pushed it back 30 minutes.
Yeah. But it was worth it. There's so many cool things that, like, they gave us the timeline, which was interesting to see, like, the resculpts that are coming out in the new units.
Yeah, those resculpts are pretty soon, actually.
Q2?
Yeah, like middle Q2, I want to say. Somewhere in there.
Yeah. We also have ARF Troopers coming out before Adepticon.
Yeah, ARF Troopers will be illegal at Adepticon.
Yeah.
You mean generic Jedi?
Genetic Jerry?
Generic Jedi?
His name's Jerry?
I remember seeing some Reddit post that was like, oh, generic Jedi is out. They named him that?
But it's like everyone was just super excited to see even like the Marvel characters if they didn't play Marvels. It's just,
Yeah, it's always a good time.
yeah. It's just, you get to see AMG's creativity of just what they can produce when they have the chance.
Yeah. And they do. The models are fantastic.
Oh, yeah. See, I don't like to play other factions besides droids, but I have every faction. And even if the units aren't as popular, like the Riot Troopers, oh my gosh, they are the most gorgeous thing ever. Like, if I could paint units like that, it'd be so nice. But also, like, I like how they're adding the new, like, just little things everywhere where it's like, the load cat, I think it's called, right?
Oh, the Loaf Cat? Yeah.
Yeah, like, that didn't need to be on that model, but it makes it so much cooler.
I like that it's separate. I put one of mine on Sabine's base.
That's perfect.
I didn't know that. Mine's
Yeah.
still in the box.
Did you buy them and then didn't build them?
I didn't build them, and then I just started proxying them with droids. I proxy everything with B1 battle droids, no matter what faction it is.
There's just so many of them.
There's so many of them, and it's so easy to be like, I have all these painted units, and I can just be like, these are my range troopers, these are this, and I don't have to paint. Then I go to a real tournament, and then I'm like, I guess I'm just playing droids. Speaking of which, the creativity here today that I've seen just in the GT, fantastic.
There's been some really cool models.
Did you see the Empire on a beach theme?
I did not.
Ooh, it
Was
was.
something like that? Oh wait, no, I'm thinking of droids. There was something like that at Kugla, right?
Yeah, I think
Years
so.
ago.
yeah, there's been a lot of fun things here. Is that a surfboard?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Hold it up for the stream to see.
And he's got a floaty too.
You kind of get the idea. It's very cool, very unique. There's a man named Honky Tonk, or David LeBlanc, and he has a whole Thrawn-themed Empire list with the stormtroopers with the red armor and the gold and all that. It's very nice. It's nice to see the creativity back into the game. So I feel like at some point we kind of lost it. Everyone was just playing the same thing.
Yeah, and that's our fault.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not ours specifically, but
Beat it out of everyone.
Yeah.
I'm definitely at fault of playing Final First for too long.
Oh, I started playing Pikes for too long.
Yeah, that's fair too.
Yeah. Well, I was playing the Rebel Pikes, and then they got nerfed, and I'm like, all right, I'm just going to go to full Pikes now, because they aren't as nerfed.
Playing Republic always makes me feel kind of dirty.
Yeah.
It's like, I should just play Empire. Empire's better.
I beat a Tempest Force like round 2 with arcs and commandos because you just pushed everything up, and I'm like, that was not very smart.
You just punished
That was not
immediately.
very cash money.
Yeah, it's like he didn't save when I was hitting 5s every time on the arc troopers, so it would go through in 5 wounds, 5 wounds, 5 wounds. They had it quickly.
Yeah, Adepticon should be pretty fun.
Yeah. It's exciting to see that AMG is always not saying that like they're not trying to like always push the game, but they're always trying to make it fun, and like the kits are always different. Like it's not the same units for each faction. It's like a special forces and a core, and it just makes it like, oh, I didn't play this unit, but now I have the card for Geonosians like right when they came out, and that was really cool at Adepticon. It's like I didn't think they would do this, but they did, and it's very nice that if something new comes out, they're like, here are the cool cards to like get people to like actually like be like, oh, let me actually take a look at this unit instead of pushing it off to the side.
We saw some of that with the release of Sleeper Cell and the other one.
The Riot Troop.
The Riot Troopers, yeah.
Those,
They had the store kit that just
Yeah.
came in. Same with Apocalypse, too. There's a nice black and gold foiled card for Apocalypse.
yeah. It's like everyone always hates on like, oh, why didn't my faction get this, or why didn't, it's like eventually everything will have a promo card and you'll get it all, but it's like it's nice that it's not just all at once. It's like here or there. It's like, oh, I got to go to a tournament to get these ones, or like I have to do really well to get the Ahsoka and or the Commando foil, and it's nice to see that it's not just everyone gets it all at once. You gotta try and get the cool cards or go to multiple events to get all of them that you need.
Yeah. It's always neat.
Yeah, like the GTs are nice. You get all the cool cards from Worlds, you get the dice.
I do know what you're saying.
Less dice than if you went to Worlds.
Yeah, but it's also,
But you still get dice.
yeah,
They're pretty cool dice.
it's also, I feel like GTs are just so easy and like convenient. It's like we had one in San Diego, and then there's one in like Salt Lake City, there's one in Arizona. It's like it's not all at like one time. It's like if you miss it, you miss it. It's like, oh, if I don't make this one, I can make this one down the road, which is very nice. But it's also just the community is very like, I feel like during like COVID and the resurgence of the game, at first it was kind of like it was very segregated of like, oh, we only like talk to these people at the tournaments because like we're only from this area. But now it's like we have friends all over the coast because a couple people come out to this event and a couple people go to these.
Adepticon's really good for bringing us all together too.
Yeah. Like it's funny to see people at Adepticon that I haven't seen since other tournaments.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like I went to RMO one year and I saw Steven and everybody, and then I'm just walking around the convention center, and then all of a sudden, like, some guy shouts my name, and I'm like, I look over and I'm like, no way, he's here. It's just like people that are just great people just are always around.
Yeah. It's been really fun doing more and more, running more and more tournaments. I see so many people.
So I feel like playing in a tournament, I just sit there, focus in a game.
And you meet the people you play.
Yeah.
And you maybe meet a couple of those at social events. But when you start running things and you interact with pretty much everyone,
Yeah,
you start meeting more and more people.
yeah,
And also meeting more people than you can remember names for.
yeah.
And then when you see them again, you go, I know your face. I don't remember your name, but I'm too polite to say anything.
Yep.
Maybe not polite, but shy.
Yeah. Don't want to admit defeat.
I just feel bad.
Yeah.
Because I remember my name. Ooh,
Yeah.
he's scouting onto the board. He's scouted already, I think.
Wait, how do you get Scout?
Isn't that Wicket?
I have no idea who that is. I think that's the sleeper cell.
Oh, is it? Yeah, let's scout 2. Or 3?
Or 2. I'm just trying to figure out why they were measuring range 2. I'm so confused. So triple.
Oh, because of the astromech. Once you get within range 1 of an objective, you get a dodge.
Oh. Makes sense.
Which is very nice when you have nimble.
Yep.
So scout, move. It
I
looks
think
like.
so.
Yeah.
Looks like both the A2 R2s on the right side each have 2 wounds.
It looks like they were shooting each other.
Yeah. It's nice to see Santa Mike bring Dinjar in.
Yeah. You have thoughts on Dinjarin, don't you?
There is a small collective of us, some would say, that have issues with AMBAM deployment. So, in the current rules, it states, one shall enter the board with a move action. And Dinjarin has, on his AMBAM, 2 actions to perform a move and use his weapon.
Is that why they're wearing those shirts saying, ask me about my AMBAM deployment?
Correct.
Yeah.
Just because Seth is here.
Yeah. They have just been ambushing Seth, or Droid Rules,
Yeah.
all day. I feel a little bad for him.
I do too, but
Also, some of my judges have been ambushing him with rules questions going, does it work the way I think it does? He's a player.
well,
Never for his own game, but it's always been like, am I right about this?
yeah. Well, I walked up to him because, like, I asked Nima, and Nima's like, this is weird. I'm like, you know who might know this very weird interaction? Seth.
Seth, definitely.
Wait, the Seth?
The
The
Seth.
one with the security
rules
droid?
form Seth. Yeah.
Yeah.
The only person who likes KX droids more than me that I know of.
Someone would say he would love riot troopers.
I think he does.
Yeah. We shall ask him next time we see him.
Which might be in a few minutes.
Indeed. Where is he? I don't see him. But
He may have conceded.
I would not fault him for that.
It is very late.
Current time in Las Vegas, 8:07 p.m., January 17th,
It
Friday.
does not feel 8:07. That's probably my own fault, though.
Indeed. That's here nor there. We shall continue talking about AMBAM deployment. So their argument is that Ambam can give Din the move to enter the battlefield, so therefore it shall work. There's a whole document on this. So the main person behind this is Mr. Phil. He was just on stream with the Ewoks, and he is a lawyer. So as a lawyer,
rules lawyer?
no, straight up a lawyer for like real life lawyer. So he decided to make a whole PDF format of why it should work with like citing the documents of everyone and everything, and it's a bit crazy, but it's great. So my opinion as a judge, it shall not work because it's 2 actions and the rules state a single action to enter the battlefield. But today I learned that you can climb onto the battlefield, you can jump onto the battlefield, you can scout onto the battlefield.
You can withdraw onto the battlefield.
Yeah.
You cannot withdraw because you cannot be in melee off the battlefield.
Correct. But I feel like the scout can turn into a jump. Or no, the scout can turn into a climb to enter to the battlefield. So you can climb onto a building with your scout troopers or whoever, and then move, shoot. But before, new rules, scout was a standard move, which was range ruler flat on the ground.
It was just a move, yeah.
Yeah. So this really opens up the possibilities for tack strike and all these new things that I didn't think about beforehand, because I'm like, oh, this building's here, I can't get on the building and it's in the way.
You know what's even funny with Tack Strike? Arcs.
Yeah.
Turn 1. 2 moves getting you,
What do you mean? 3 moves. They have steady.
no? They have charge.
No, the card grants them steady.
Oh, that too, yeah.
Yeah, so you get 6 aims.
Yeah. You 6 aims.
Yeah.
Or 4 aims and moving into cover.
But 6 aims is funnier.
6 aims is funnier, but what are you going to spend it on?
Lethal.
And?
Rolling all the misses that are surges because you're clones.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. But underrated is Bosk 3-pip on the turn 1. Unless you're playing against Palpatine, which is a terrible idea. Someone did that to me. They're like, you're going with Bosk first, and you can't shoot anybody because you got priority. I'm like, what am I doing now? Bosk did nothing that whole game, and I lost because of him. And I stopped playing him for a whole month, just out of spite.
It's a shame you won't be joining us for Adepticon this year.
I would love to go, but as they say, follow your dreams.
You know who is joining us?
Who?
Well, we've got some nice returning people. We've got Nick back.
Nick Bodnar?
Nick Bodnar.
From the Open?
From the Open. Yeah, he won something, so that's now eclipsed his Legion 99 fame. That's what he is now. He wins tournaments.
What a
He's
man.
not a podcaster anymore.
I won a tournament once and no one wrote an article about me.
Yeah, it sucks to suck.
Yeah.
We've got Brendan.
Get good situation.
Brendan, another former podcaster who's returning.
Oh, he's a good one.
He's a great one. And Glorious Blasters was a good podcast.
Yeah.
Glorious Blasters?
Yeah. We've also got Graham returning. Or
Oh.
Graham. I kept calling him Graham because that's how I think of his name, but it's Graham.
I feel like I called him both. He didn't say anything to me, and I respect him even more for that now.
I asked him. It's Graham, I'm pretty sure.
I won't be honest. Halfway through the day, I was pretty tired, and I'm like, which name am I going with today?
That's fair. But also, we've got Nima back.
Nima, the head judge?
Yeah, he's not the head judge this time.
Oh. Wow.
But you know who the head judge is?
Is it Mr. LJ Talk Polite from the forums?
It is.
I'm staring at him right now.
I'm sure he can hear us because we're very loud. But
We are Americans.
yeah,
It's a very stacked crew, some would say.
yeah. We got a couple people back from who did Gen Con with me. We've got Raul Rosado. He was judging Karaoke Open. He was He was judging the event Nick won. I don't remember which event that was. Was it PAX?
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know. People say all these names, and I can't put a name to a face, but I can put a face to a name.
I'm sure I've met him.
Yeah.
Actually, I know I've met him. I had chat history with him before I talked to him about doing World stuff.
Well, I feel like I saw him at Worlds last year.
He was, because I had to enter his list in for him.
See, I probably sat there at the desk when you were talking. It's like,
I don't know. I think that was before.
I don't know.
But yeah, we got a good judge staff.
Yeah.
And there's maybe a little project from me, Nick, and Brendan coming to the airwaves soon.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I'd love to join you.
A nice.
Promotion. We have promotions we need to go on.
One last thing, and then promotions.
Okay.
It might be a nice consular cast.
Ooh. Some could say Judge Talk. No.
No, isn't that already taken?
I don't know. I was thinking like something like Judge Judy, but then I'm like,
Which of us is Judge Judy?
Nick.
I agree with this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Sponsor time.
Sponsors. We have our dice tray, happily donated by the Norse Nerds at thenorsenerds.com for all your handmade gaming. And then we have Jerry's Game Shop. Jerry's Game Shop. Get all your LVO supplies here. Get 15% off with code tournament. Jerry's Game Supply.
Code Tournament.
Code Tournament. Also, Stabcast for donating. They did price support, right?
They donated
Red Sport.
little side pouches, some call a waist bag.
Some call a fanny pack, but that's a little more charged in a couple countries.
Yeah. 5280 donated a whole set of terrain we're raffling
Yeah.
off.
Are you raffling it?
We're raffling off a set of terrain.
What did California Legion give us?
I think order tokens. Oh, speaking of the Canadian,
For our sponsors.
I have no idea.
talk about Canadian politics. Talk about how the wildfires have impacted your life as a Canadian.
Which
Very
one?
little, correct?
Well, I mean, our water bombers are helping you out.
Yeah.
One of your drones hit one of our water bombers.
It's not one of our drones. Oh, speaking of the man, the myth, the legend, LJ, come over here and talk to us about this tournament and how you feel it's been going and your hopes and dreams for the future of this weekend.
Man, the myth, the legend.
Are you hoping Rebels win? Are you hoping the droids rule once again?
Well, hey, as my main man Seth knows, droids rule. So, of course, I'd always love to see CIS at the top of the tournament by the end of the third round tomorrow. So far, as far as like overall event stuff, for the people just kind of watching along at home, I've been in charge of the entire hall all weekend. There is Star Wars Legion, but a couple other side games that are in here as well, and everybody's behaved admirably. Not that we've ever really had a problem with that at any LVO in the past, but for this year, I really enjoy how well the hall came together yesterday. It was a bit of a process, but we got there, and we had 95 tables set up by the end of the night, which is awesome, because it meant that everybody got here and we just kind of started rolling in the morning, which is kind of what you always aspire to when you're setting up an event. So, you know, we were able to get 116 at the start of the day today. We've got another 62 adding on tomorrow for a total of 178. You know, it's record-breaking numbers for the LVO, and we honestly couldn't be happier about it. So we're really, really, really happy for everybody to join us in Vegas again. I was not here last year for the LVO because I was deployed, and so it's a bit of a homecoming for me as well because unfortunately I had to miss the last one. So I am very, very glad that I'm here personally. But I've seen a lot of great things across the event. I've seen some great sportsmanship from individual players. I've seen players helping players when stuff breaks or if they're maybe missing a component or something. And you know, generally speaking, if that's your average across the course of the event, then you know you're having a good day. So, we're going to keep doing what we're doing here, I think, every year. We have a lot to look forward to this next year. The LVOIS Champ starts tomorrow, and we've got the 2025 season that's already kicked off, and we're accepting qualifiers for already. So we will probably see a return of that next year. We'll probably run another GT type event, and God knows Ryan will swindle me into letting him run doubles again. So I imagine what we'll run next year is going to look very similar, barring any drastic changes. And we'll shoot for, maybe we'll shoot for 128 or that mythic 196, which would be my next jump for the grand tournament. The frontline inventory had to slim down a little bit this year because we had to replace parts, repaint parts, and of course 2.6 requires a little bit more terrain across the board. So probably our next phase of expansion is going to heavily rely on reaching out to vendors and getting terrain printed, painted, and paid for, so we can continue to grow the frontline inventory, which is currently at 52 tables. The benefit of 52 tables is that's pretty much what most people need to run any event anywhere. It's very odd to go over 100. There's only a couple events per year that reach that. But for the frontline events, that means the TOs can show up and they have all the mats and all the terrain that they need to run their event, and they don't have to provide any of it. So we always like to try to grow that. And then what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to grow the LVOIS, because that's what helped us get some more international players to the event this year, and continue to work with Jerry's to kind of grow that relationship, which we find has reached out to a lot of communities that were not as well represented at LVOs in past years. Arizona had a lot last year, but they went from like 13 to 20 total this year. SoCal had way more people this year than last year. Texas, the Texas-Oklahoma relationship is awesome, by the way. But Texas had a ton more people come this year. So I think if we continue to just run a good GT, and people know it's a good GT, and we keep expanding the LVOIS, we're just going to continue to have bigger and bigger events.
Sounds like awesome. I can't wait to see it all happen,
So it was good timing, because I came over here to throw a couple bits of swag at you to show people some of the stuff we're giving away over the course of the event. I didn't bring every single thing, but just wanted to show a couple examples of some of what's been provided out there. We've seen that sponsor wheel on the bottom left during the entire event, and what we've shown and talked about literally would not be possible without those entities, people, communities, etc. Before I start showing stuff, we had 52 tables for the frontline inventory. So the next 10 tables that we did for the GT and all 32 tables we did for the champs were all community sourced. We had 45 tables that were donated from the community for use during the event. So, it literally would not happen without all of them. We've talked about them a lot. Jerry's Game Shop is doing these trophies, which I will hand over. There's like 12 to 14 of them that were given away throughout the course of the event. That's the first place for the GT, but we've also got top in faction between both main events. We've got a Spirit Award for the team tournament, and we've also got painting awards that he's provided. So those are kind of the thing that kicked everything off, was trying to get those trophies. And then from there, we moved on to stuff.
Jerry's Game Shop.
Yes,
Use code tournament for 15% off.
And then we moved on to these movement range tool token holders, which a little hard to see the definition. There you go. Looks like you can see it. So they've got our LVOIS branding for this upcoming year, which we're really proud of. And he's got a couple different products like that we're giving away to players at the champs tomorrow. Everybody that plays in the champs is also getting a set of command card sleeves. And then Frontline Gaming also pitched in for some prizes for the event. We've got plaques for the top 4 for the GT and the LVOIS champs, which are also quite cool. So, thanks to Frontline, because they did those completely free of charge, which is very nice of them. And for players that happen to go, I think there's probably still going to be one at this rate that's 0-7, but possibly 0-6, depending on if we get, a number of drops tomorrow. We also have more than a few of these Stabcast fanny packs, because, hey, even if you went 0-7, Stabcast is still there for you. But anyway, gentlemen, happy to show off a couple of things that were thrown at people throughout this weekend. GT's getting prizes every round. Champs is getting swag thrown at them throughout the day tomorrow.
Are there any sponsors that weren't mentioned in any of?
I think the rolling thing has most of them.
Okay.
We've probably talked a little bit about playmats.eu, which are giving away stuff for the champs tomorrow. They are the one that did the score tracker that the players are using on the stream. We had the dice tray from Norse Nerds, which they're across in the Brasilia room. They were able to give us some stuff. We also have a number of items for sale in the hall from Frontline Gaming, which goes back to supporting the event. All mats used in the hall all weekend are on sale for 20% off, and they come with a mat holder. We've got army trays, we've got army tray mats, and we've got some other swag that Frontline is allowing us to sell that comes back to us. So really appreciate them for that partnership, because I don't know if we actually mention them enough, and they throw the entire event. But like I've said, Jerry's contributed a huge component. Appreciate the Stabcast for the fanny packs. X and 1 for the belt. 3 Foot Good helped pay and donate a table. Imperial Terrain helped us with terrain this year. Legion Terrain helped us with terrain this year. So just, a whole of body community effort, as it tends to be every year. I think that's everybody that I can remember at this exact second. You guys can't tell, my voice is a little shot. It's been a long 2 days.
Yeah.
So apologies if I forgot somebody.
Are you gonna have a voice at the end of this?
No, definitely not. I wasn't even running the GT. Again, I'm in charge of all the events over the course of the weekend, but Josh was the TO for this event. So he's been a little bit busier than I have. And tomorrow, by numbers, is the busiest day. So this was the warm-up.
Yeah.
Because we got another 4 rounds of the LVOAS tomorrow, another 3 rounds of the GT, and then 2 rounds of doubles and 2 rounds of championship on Sunday. So by the time we get to Sunday, we'll probably be a little tired.
Yeah. Gonna sleep in good on Sunday.
Oh yeah, I hope so.
So, this game is happening.
I'm a big fan of who you guys got on table for this game.
Yeah, we got
Santa Mike is a SoCal local that I used to see all the time back when I lived in Southern California. And then I know Avacado from the Legion Discord. He's one of the helpers there. So he's very active and assists with creating good conversation, and totally gave me some promo cards with avocados on sleeper cells, which was hilarious. So very, very happy to see these 2 guys playing. Obviously very happy to see the faction they're playing make a splash at this event. Revels may be winning the award for most improved this weekend. Though I did see at least one of each of the regular factions in the top 8 so far on Longshanks. So far all the full factions, sorry Shadow Collective, are represented in 3 and 0s.
We only had 2 Shadow Collective players, right?
I think it was 5 at the start of the event. I can't remember if any have dropped, but it was 5 or 6 or 7 throughout the weekend. There's 1 in the champs tomorrow, so we will watch his career with great interest. I don't actually remember what he took within Shadow Collective, so I have to see.
It's Brad, right?
I believe so. I don't know if he's a mall enjoyer or...
He is mall and 2 buses, if I remember right.
That's what JR won with in 2023 with Shadow Collective. So we had Obi-Wan win last year, and JR won with Shadow Collective with, I think it was a double bus mall list. So LVO has been tormented by that list before, and who knows, maybe it'll make a comeback. I think that'd be a great storyline, is if Shadow Collective was able to make it in the top 4 of the LVOS chance. Maybe that's a hot take because there's only one of them out of 64. But, we'll see where the dice fall at the end of the day.
Sorry, just trying to make sure everything's running right. Here we got Dinjarin versus Boba Fett, 3 ATRTs. They're playing Shifting Priorities. I think it's still round 1. Yeah, it's still round 1. Since Mike lost the ATRT, that was on the right over here. pretty much just deploying out.
Yeah, it looks like Mike's pretty spread out across the entire board, whereas Shane's currently a little more grouped in those two pods. He's got a little bit on the flank there, but I wonder how much he's actually going to commit on the on Avocado's right, or if he'll focus everything on the left and the middle as he is presently.
Pretty much where.
He's got the ATRTs on the flanks too, I suppose, so that flank could get pretty heavy, I guess.
It's also on a. I feel like Mike's side, he didn't have like the back control. One of the ATRTs came out way too early. He didn't really get a shot off, so he was at the disadvantage of the range impact versus the other ones that all came out and killed the first one and popped off.
Okay.
But it's really hard to be like, I have 3 ATRTs, like, that's a lot of the bag.
Right.
He played standing orders, like, it was a 1 in 4 chance for him to pull an ATRT off the top, so pretty good odds to get one. But I do like his painting, it's great.
Oh yeah, he shows off his stuff all the time in that SoCal Discord.
Yeah. It's very humbling.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what he enters in the painting competition tomorrow, because I know he's going to bring something. We've got a single small base trooper category, a full army category, and then of course the new one this year, Dos Hombres, which is 2 of any miniature. They don't have to be the same miniature, but you pair 2 miniatures together. So it could be an Ewok and an ATST. It could be Han and Chewie. It could be 2 scout troopers out on patrol. Whatever you feel would match that theme the best. So I'm kind of excited for that wild card this year. I think that'll be a good time. Well, it looks like more dice are being rolled in anger here.
Yeah, I believe Boba Fett moved up to take a shot on the ATRT.
Yeah. He has the impact right now. Looks like it's going to be an impact 3.
Ooh.
Surging to crit.
A lot of surges in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, full boat.
And then there's white dice.
Or almost full boat, yeah. Wow. 5 right off the bat.
Is it Pierce at range or no? Or is Pierce range 1 to 2?
Boba Fett's gun?
The 1 to 3 is the Pierce gun.
Ooh, so he's taking 5.
Yeah, the 1 to 2 was the impact.
Okay.
But of course it had the impact from the rocket, so that didn't matter. Can't forget the 3 red dye boot spikes, of course.
Yeah.
The most gentlemanly of Boba's weapons.
Yeah.
Is it Old Man Boba?
No, new man. But young Boba has the boot spikes. But he's playing old man Boba.
Yeah, he is playing old man. The boot spikes are iconic.
Yeah.
It's the gaffy stick on the Rebel one. But
Yeah.
They just love the boot spikes because I've had some very silly moments in Legion games past. My favorite memory, which I got to share with Kyle recently, was round 1 of Worlds 2019. I was playing Kyle, and he allowed my Boba to get in melee with his Luke, and I finished his Luke with 2 red dye boot spikes. That's the only time I'd ever killed something with boot spikes, and that day was Kyle's only loss, so everybody knows how that one ended. But yeah, that was we'll always remember that one. So it looks like we see a little bit of preliminary cleaning up.
Yeah.
We're checking
Pretty sure it's round
ranges,
2 now.
getting in around 2. Yep, because the last thing moved on board.
Where did Din go? Let's see if we can do a little scan really quick of the battlefield.
Yeah.
Oh, I think he's measuring for Bad Batch.
Oh, we got Bad Batch in here too?
Yeah, it's right there underneath the left side of the awning.
Okay.
I love all the color in the cloaks.
Yeah.
Those purple cloaks are very striking.
Yeah, it seems like Sleeper Cell really gives you free reign to do whatever you want. Oh, there's
Bando. Yeah, Mike wanted to do the weapon effects, so it's got a muzzle flare effect, and he did like OSL from it in that painting. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to see that Din tomorrow. I'm excited. I can kind of see some of the OSL on the chest there too.
So with all these new units coming out, what are you most excited to see in Legion?
That hasn't been announced or that we know is coming out? Because I already have my crabs and aquas sitting at my home store that I'm going to pick up on Tuesday when I am a free man again. So
Makes sense.
if you asked me right now, it'd be crabs and aquas because for, I hope, semi-obvious reasons, I haven't got to play a lot of Legion with me. And that's going to be the catalyst that I think is going to get me a lot of games over the next 3 months, is just getting them on the table. I haven't come up with a lot of lists that have both. But I really do like bringing a couple crabs just to advance some of your more interesting, focus pieces up the board, of course. I also
droids that you're gonna get or bring.
I do have enough to run the full boat of either. I haven't really subscribed to the body blocking of aqua droids yet, just because I know how fast that armor and white defense dice combo is going to fall apart. So if you're expecting to build a wall, it's going to have holes in it pretty quick.
Just put them in a square.
But then you're not covering as much area, so is it really worth it?
Well, that's what you bring too.
But then it's focused in one place, which means my opponent could probably play around it if they actually know how to play the game.
Yeah.
No shade on anybody that's freaking out over aquas, but almost none of those predictions have ever worked out by the community before something releases.
Honestly, it's that they got infiltrate. I think it's the biggest thing. The body blocking is has some niche things it can do.
I like it because I have played a lot of aggressive droid lists in the last couple of months when I have been able to play. The latest one that I was playing was a 13-act, 6 Rad Cannon B1 list with Grievous, 2 Magna Guards, I think it was, and 3 Flame Spiders and Bosk. And that entire list was just move. Usually by the second turn, it was a lot of violence. And, you lived or died by your second turn, which, to me, is a very familiar playstyle because I play a lot of destruction armies when I play Age of Sigmar. Both Iron Jaws and Giants. Giants could be a little more technical, but Iron Jaws, you usually live or die by your first turn in that as well. And I think there's a lot of knowledge that translated over from that game when I started playing this kind of game. And the list is successful in my eyes because of the nature of 2.6 and the fact that engagements can get a lot closer. So the Rad Cannons see play a lot more than you'd think. Only being range 2, it's really not that bad. On top of that, there are a lot of not droids out there. There are a lot of very expensive elite options out there, so sometimes the Rad comes into play and can cause that extra wound finishing unit, which is also awesome.
It's like a core access to a sort of pierce. You just got to get one wound in, and it's...
Well, and the other thing that I really love about the way that cover has changed is before, those 2 reds were your dice that bounced off cover automatically. And now they're not because of the way the cover is more of a 5-6 up save. So I'm finding that the Rad Cannons are also getting more damage through themselves. Combine that consistency with the randomness that a B1 squad throwing white dice can do, and I found that either it was all crits and it didn't matter anyway, or that those hits on the white dice or stuff that I was able to convert with surges were now actually mattering because the red dice on top of that made it a decent pool. So, and Magna Guards are good. Grievous is fine for his cost. Flame Spiders did a lot of work. The last tournament I brought them to because I was able to play a lot of armies with squads, so they were awesome. The only list I had trouble with is a list we're going to see in the Champs tomorrow, which is Mowgli's 18-act Rebel list. We went to the end of turn 4. I think if we would have went to 5, I would have won. We each had 6 activations left at the end of the game.
Wow.
But he was just a little more ahead on points, so I wasn't able to come back from that divide.
Is it mostly Ewoks, or is it?
No, it's vets. It's vets and Mark IIs, and six vets, 6 Mark IIs. I think he ran 2 sleepers, and then it was 2 or 3 ATRTs. He had Leia, he had the generic commander. I think that was everything.
Wow.
Yeah, it is quite the list. I think he ran a 21-act at Crucible, and he pared it down to 18.
Pared it down.
Very conservative. So.
It's only 3 activations.
Yeah. But yeah, it was pretty crazy to be like, I brought a 13-act list, so it's still pretty crazy to be like, do you have 4 pass tokens? I was like, I've never used these before. What do I do?
Kind of forget to use them sometimes.
So yeah, I had to force myself to remember to activate in a way that made sense and use them. And again, it was a really fun game. We talked a lot about it afterwards, and the real rub of the game was trying to figure out his standby castles he was setting up at the Mark IIs. And then also what the body blocking was looking like on the center point. The center point was on top of a building, and the top of the building was accessible. So we were trying to figure out the 3D chess of melee and engagement and shooting to try to get more points on the center than the other person because of the scenario. So tactically, it was a very interesting and very fun game, and I don't regret a minute of it.
I feel like we both have very different ways to play droids.
Yeah, I don't subscribe to like the elite droid or the quad saber.
Oh man, I am
that's
all
not me.
about like running 3 commando droids, either all swords in the mine or with reflector shields and the sniper, and then you got like giving them a shit ton of aims and dodges.
I guess we all play different.
Well, what kind of droids do you like?
I like the very gun-liney, like, you're not going to defeat me, I'm just going to keep making you not be able to move list.
I think that's how I used to play droids.
I feel like droids is the faction of like you get your cake and eat it too, just like
Yeah, you could do both.
yeah.
The way I used to play droids was very much, and this was a long time how I played droids, was very much like a swinging door. There was a turn where the whole list would pivot, and there'd be a unit at one end of the line and a unit at the other end of the line, and one unit with the longest range would stay in place, and everybody else from left to right would move, shoot, move, shoot, move, shoot, move, shoot, until it would kind of crash on you like a wave and clear a part of the board and hold the center at the same time. So usually I had control of a majority of the play space. And for the longest time, that really worked well for me when I played droids. But man, I'm enjoying W key aggression droids, and I think with Aqua's kind of cracking open the center from the start, which previously I didn't have anything that did that, is going to be a really interesting play space. Or I'll just run 3 crabs instead of 3 spiders and see what that red defense dice does for me. I really didn't get the chance to explode the spiders a lot. Mm-hmm. So flame spiders really never got to use that part of their kit.
And that timing is always really hard.
Yes. And I really wanted to get at least one explosion against that 18-act list, and I didn't. Too many crits on his Mark IIs, unfortunately.
But, like, playing with, like, Chris Schaefer and Bobby Joe Thomas, like, playing against them, they always play range lists, so
yes.
I've adapted to playing droid range against them to try and combat it.
Yes.
Which is very hard to do, but sometimes you can get the advantage with suppression and stuff. So I normally take B1s with the E5S, the 1-4 gun, the crit, it makes the dice pool a lot better. I used to take Stop Riders, and then I got rid of those, then I went to the Dwarf Spire droids, but now I'm Droidicas are my new like bread and butter. It's no matter what list, it's always 3. And then back to Dooku, the original guy.
Yeah.
He's so great now he just gives himself an order, gives the B1 chain an order, and then Bosk. He's not an important piece on the list, but turn 1, 2, like what I can play as 3-pip then 2-pip, and just suppress something and kill something right away. It makes him worth the 105 points I've put on him.
Yeah, well, I like because the points have expanded on the game. I don't feel like he fits the narrative of a focus piece anymore like he used to.
Yeah.
I used to put a lot more thought into him than I do now. And I really like him in the 13-act list I was talking about earlier because everything is so aggressive. He usually can hang back and still affect the game.
But it's like I hold him back for the first 10 activations of my opponent. I have 10 aims. And then my opponent's like, all right, where am I going to put this guy where he's outside of range of Bosk, but he's not going to get one shot by a B1 squad that's coming out.
I think I had 16 aims when I played Mowgli.
Yeah.
And he looked at me when I said it's finally time to Bosk something. And he said, don't roll. He was like, we're good. So we appreciate those moments of candor and a gentleman's game.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's like when I first started playing the game, I didn't know anything about like Star Wars Legion. I didn't watch any videos or anything. So I went to the game store and I bought the core set. And then I'm like, what cool units are there? BX droids. I show up my first day, and Chris is like, what are you doing? You don't know what you're doing when you're playing this game. And he showed me how to start playing this game, and then Bobby did too. And
Those are some good mentors.
Yeah.
Those are some good mentors.
like the first time I went to a tournament, Bobby's like, I'm like, what list do I play? And Bobby just handed me the winning list that someone else brought. And it was like 4 of us playing Stap B1s. And we all made top 8.
Nice.
And then it's just a lot of fun to have people that play all the factions can tell you how to like play different things. And that's why I've been like trying to teach my new locals and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's a lot of fun to like, now that I know the rules and Bobby doesn't, I'm like, so start looking at ARC Troopers, Bobby. And he's like, why?
You're like, you're going to like him.
Yeah. I'm scared when he comes back, like, and actually knows the rules. Like, he's gonna kick some butt.
Yes, it'd be more powerful.
Yeah. But what unit are you excited for in Separatist that isn't there yet? Like the Geonosian bug cannon.
Oh, my dream unit for CIS, and this has been true since before Legion had droids, because I knew that when I saw Legion in 2018 that it was gonna have droids.
Yeah.
But when they finally do it, if we get a walking vulture droid, I'm gonna play however many of those you could put on the table.
Yeah.
I dream of it as a heavy.
Yep.
And instead of the pill base that you would use for like the bus, the notches would be on the long sides instead of the short sides.
Oh.
And so it would be that oval, but it wouldn't be pointed. It would be flat.
Yeah.
And it could walk on the battlefield
How about
and,
it just
and
being
shoot
like
its
4
cannons.
bases? Like,
No, because honestly, when you're looking at them and you're comparing sizes of the vulture droids, like in canon and stuff, they're not huge.
they're just kind of tall.
They're tall.
Yeah.
So I think you could. That's why I think that oval base would work, and you could have it be like it wouldn't change to a flying mode. I think that's an easy grab, and there's ways I think you could make that work. But I think the basic unit that I would love to get added to the game would be a vulture droid on a pill base that moves, speed 1, and it just kind of slowly trudges forward across the board, just pew-pewing. Another cool way you could implement it would be that it would have a maybe it would be part of a command card that's CIS specific. That's what I was thinking of, where you play that card turn 1, you have to play it turn 1, and the vulture gets to do a strafe on the first turn, and then it has to come on walking, within like your territory or something like that. I think there's a couple
Like an infiltrate, but you get to attack before it.
yeah, but it would come at a cost, cost a command card or whatever. And, probably have the same range restrictions as like
normal unit
orbital
that gets a
bombardment.
command card.
Yeah. But, we've seen play spaces like that before where, Bad Patch came with 1 command card. So expanding and, I think it'd be a heavy by default, but, making it operative. Is that an interesting play space? I don't know. But I like the thought of it. Making it a support, like we've seen with some infantry units becoming support. Sure, why not? Ain't the doors wide open. So there's ways I think you can make it work. There's things that probably only work in my brain. But I think it's a fun design space, and that's what I'd love to see in Star Wars Legion.
I also like the big spider droid with the 4 legs.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what they're called, and like the Hailfire droids, like
The Hailfire is such a gimme.
yeah.
I could think for days about the hail droid. I'm a field artillery guy by trade, so I could talk all day about the cool stuff you could do with a hail droid.
It's like you just want big cannon.
Yes, I absolutely would love more big cannon type units. Even if they're terrible, I would probably play them because that's always fun to me.
So like you're telling me you're getting the new Deathcore Krieg box or something?
I played Deathcore in 2011, 2012, 2014. So I used to play Deathcore when they were only Forge World. But I didn't play like Earthshakers. I had a couple, but I had it was like all veterans, and they were all in Valkyries. So it was 3 of the helicopters shoved with veterans, and I played an air assault list with them a lot of the time.
Nice.
That was an army I miss dearly. Every single trooper had a 3 serial number on them, and then all the vehicles had like an 8-digit. So, I used to name special characters and stuff when I did 40K, but everybody was just a serial number for that Deathcore army. Super fun.
That's the way to do it.
Your lives mean nothing to me.
Yeah.
Which
just a number.
Conveniently is how I play droids these days. So
Yeah.
maybe all that knowledge hasn't been lost.
It's just history repeating itself.
It is. It really is. I mean, we are like 10 years later, so will we never learn?
So I had a great discussion about the big squads.
Yes.
I feel like the big squads were designed for Ewoks and droids, but not for anybody else. In the way that they benefit from the red saves, the speed 1, the extra dice, just everything is so great for those people because they're white saves, and it's very cheap to get them. Then you go to the red saves, and it's like, oh, I don't get target 2 instead, or 2 surges for clones.
Not enough bonus. Juice is not worth the squeeze.
Yeah, because it's the same price as an activation, but you get an extra guy, but it's like, an activation is really nice now to pad.
Right. I mean, I think at the end of the day, that's where it comes down to me, is I would rather have more activations.
Yeah.
With droids, I haven't found any of the super squads that really resonate with me, but I think I'm going to come back to crab droids because I really love the threat of crab droids with super geos, and I only have 3 squads of geos, so I can't really pull off too much madness.
So
yet.
the geos, you can basically give them like 3 move actions.
Right. You're giving them the free. They've got the free jump already.
So yeah, 4.
So you can get up to 4 if I remember correctly. Right. Yeah. I mean, unless there's something in the rules I'm forgetting about. I'm not a judge for this event.
Where's Droid's rule? He would know.
It's still threatening.
Yeah.
You're probably gonna want to attack with one of those actions anyway. So,
but you're getting there.
I love it to help you get there and help, be a linebacker against other super aggressive units that might get thrown at you.
Do you think it's going to get FAQ'd? Like, you can only move twice or 3 times or something.
No, I mean, I think, these things were meant to be played that way for a reason, so I don't see in it like a day 1 kind of scenario happening.
Have you checked in on that Geonosian player that was here that has like over 50 units?
So we talked a little bit. He was bummed though because I think he dropped his first game of the day. And so we were looking at maybe trying to get him on stream sometime eventually, just because it's so cool. But I mean, it does really body things for the most part and just flood the board. However, those geo weapons are slot machines, and he said he had multiple attacks where he was throwing 14 upwards or whatever dice, and he was getting 1 hit. And what can men do against such reckless dice? You can't materialize hits on the board, unless you got a keyword for it. And so I think he just didn't have enough to overpower his opponent. And it's not like the saves are pretty bad on Geo. So
you'd think if you throw enough dice, something will happen.
You would hope so. But I think he said he attacked a sleeper cell unit with it. We had a couple that were bounced with heavy and low profile, and his last hit was saved naturally. So it's like he did nothing. And when you're throwing that much and not getting anything out of it, it's like, cool, 1 suppression, yay. So.
I like Geos. they just like thematically they look so great.
Yeah.
With the wings and
I really didn't have a hard time putting them together. I didn't understand what the hoopla was because I heard a lot of complaints about people putting them together for the first time. But maybe
It's
it
very
was
small.
Well, it definitely small, definitely fiddly. So I totally understand that. I don't know if I got in like a good rhythm. I think I did get in a good rhythm. I put on a good movie and was able to just kind of, do a little build order that worked out well for me. So
I just didn't like
the
the guy
mistake
with
I
the
made was using old glue, and like I'd put it together. I'd wait for like a full minute, and then it'd still like fall apart. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
yeah, that does not help.
It's better than B1s, I can tell you that much.
The Geos were one of the first units I think I put together in like a long time because I had a lot of transition and moving and whatnot, and got back and was able to put some stuff together and then packed it up immediately and left again. So I did all my Geos, 3 Staps, Poggle, and Sunfac in like 2 days.
Oh wow.
It was like 2 back-to-back days where I just watched like all of Band of Brothers. One half the other day. And had a good time putting models together.
Yeah. I think everyone always forgets about the modeling part of this like game sometimes. And like, yes, playing the game is fun, but also just building a model and just like mindlessly like putting it together while doing something else is just so nice.
Oh yeah, I love building.
You listen to a podcast,
Yeah.
or you listen to.
The building is probably like my favorite part of any miniatures game ever. I haven't done as many conversions as of late, but again, back kind of in the 40K days, I played Tyranids and had so many weird conversions I got to do with those minis. And I do have a lot of fun with the, putting together minis aspect of the game. Unfortunately, I don't mean to hurt any feelings out there, but painting is probably at the bottom for me. I've just never really been a big painter. I like painting terrain for some weird reason, but not miniatures. And then, putting minis together, probably at the top.
See, I really liked painting minis, and like when I would get into a rhythm of painting, it was very fun to paint minis. But then once like I got and I finished all the minis I had painted, or I didn't want to paint anymore, I would stop for like 2 months, and then it's like, do I want to paint again?
Yeah.
And then I would go up to LA and play Santa Mike, and then he's like, I would see his mom, I was like, do I really want to paint again?
He's a pretty good painter.
Oh, it's crazy. Just like the amount of just stuff he just paints and just shows us.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I painted this in a weekend. I'm like, or a day. And I'm like, okay.
So do we get any good nuggets of wisdom from the stream over there, the commenters?
Oh, we got one.
Uh-oh.
It was just.
Maybe I shouldn't have asked.
It's like they're saying that they had the opposite, where it's like they love the painting, but they hate the building.
I get that.
Yeah.
It's at the end of the day, it's a hobby. If you're not having some, bit of fun out of it, then I'm not quite sure why you're doing it. The same thing I talked to when I was teaching. The same thing I talked to other teachers. Like, if you go to school and you hate middle schoolers and you're a middle school teacher, you don't really know why you're there, other than to collect a paycheck. And hobby is very much the same thing. Like, if I'm not having fun, I am paying to do this. Well, why would I pay to do something I'm not going to enjoy?
Yeah.
So that's why I never take it personally too when people want to switch games or change it up a little bit. Do something here for a little while, come back, do something here for a little while. Like, it's still a hobby, And I understand people put money into things and care about it and are loyal and whatnot. That's important. That's why we have such great communities. But at the end of the day, like, again, you got to do what makes you happy. So why do something that makes you hate yourself? Oh man, that was a real solid save there. Was that Bad Batch on the roof that just tanked that?
Probably.
I think that was. Yeah.
Not
Bad
my red
Batch.
dice.
Bad Batch up there, winning the point. Yeah. Nice. Man, looks like we got some more of that OSL weapon effects on there too.
Yeah. I painted Bad Batch.
Yeah.
Did not paint Omega. Just because I hate painting faces, out of spite, I did not paint her.
I probably hate painting in part because I hate painting faces. I've played a lot of armies that don't involve faces. We talked about Deathcore, masks. We talked about Tyranids, masks. If you got like alien skin like an orc or a giant, that's not as bad. And you can also do like, black eyes and it'll fit the miniature. Same thing.
I'm just lazy with it. You just paint the whole face skin tone and you call it a day. You'll never see it.
And same thing with droids for the most part. Not as many faces across the army, so yeah.
Well, I'm gonna repaint all my rebels with a black line in between their eyes, like Navy blocking out their faces. Just 'cause-
Realm Games and Comics commented, love to play the game, hate to paint the minis.
Yep.
Yep. I feel like sometimes you get the wrong minis to paint, and you don't want to paint them. Like, I remember when I got clones, and it's like all clones are white clones, and like they're perfect armor and like the nice like shading. Like Archer Hobbies on Instagram, incredible painter. I saw his stuff like in person at Worlds this year or last year. Well, the most recent Worlds, incredible, like just phenomenal paint jobs. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna change all mine to Geonosian, so they all have the Spec Ops helmet from like the Clone Wars TV show, and they're all painted in that scheme. And that's why I'm excited for the ARF Troopers. I can paint them in that scheme.
Was it the second battle of Geonosis that had there was 2 named clone troopers who were in the ARF armor?
Yeah, it was
Boyle and
Oxford
Waxer.
Boyle.
Yeah. So I'm 99.9% sure I used that quote from that episode for their article, dropping sometime in the mysterious future.
Yeah.
Because they're so funny together. Waxer and Boyle, yeah. Any other good stream nuggets that you've seen? Any other comments, shout outs, etc.? Shout out to Realm, by the way. I used to play at the Realm every once in a while when I was back down in SoCal, went to their tournaments and stuff. I was in Brea.
Oh my god,
I was just there.
I'm a bit fried today, so excuse me, I'm not talking too much, but just there's a lot. I mean, what's the first game again?
What about, are there any other questions from the people?
Oh, from the chat?
Yeah, anything else that's come from the people that's worth
See here what we got.
shouting out or answering?
Let's see here, Boston asks Star Wars Legion. You can always take inspiration from other sources. For example, my Empire army is painted as Old Republic Sith Empire. Paladin Sass. Oh, hell no, lol. I did forest camo clones for Kashyyyk because I'm not going to paint that much white. The Realm Games says we miss you, LJ.
Oh, thanks, guys. So when it comes to clones, obviously I didn't collect clones, but same concept for stormtroopers and Imperials and stuff. My Imperial army that I played for the first couple of years of the game, I was motivated to paint because I found, I think, a good scheme and a good backstory for them. So I think that's one of those instances where you find something that you do enjoy. For me, it was creating fluff about my army, and that actually helped give me the kick in the pants I needed to paint them better. And so I came up with a scenario in my head. I was like, what if they didn't use the Death Star to destroy Yavin, or they weren't going to use the Death Star to destroy Yavin? They had to take it by ground assault. So I came up with the 143rd Assault Battalion, nicknamed the Doom of Yavin. And I made a jungle swamp green scheme. They'd use elements of brown, gray, and dark green as the base to paint the army. So I didn't have to do really any white across the army. And I did that for the snowtroopers, I did that for the stormtroopers. And I had a lot of fun throwing that scheme together. There were a couple characters like Darth that were in classic colors, but for like Boba Fett, I found some reds and used that to kind of make him look maybe more like a hired mercenary that would stick out. And those greens and the water effect I got to put on the bases really helped motivate me to paint those. So I think that's an example of finding something that you can do to overcome maybe a painting hurdle if you're not a big painter. A great thing to get over the hurdle is, of course, going to events.
Yeah.
Some events might be like the LVO and ask for a 3-color standard, for example. I know that not everybody loves painting. I know that not everybody has the time to paint, but we spend 6 to 8 months working on the event so it looks as best as humanly possible. We love when your miniatures look great too. And so
sure.
I like seeing what people have done, even if they feel like it wasn't a great effort. When you pair it with the hull and the terrain and your opponent's army and everything else that's going on across the event, it looks good. So, we have a fun time with that. We actually had Emily, who's working staff and is kind of a staff photographer this year. We put the link up a couple places, but there's a Google Drive folder that's going to have pictures of all the tables. It's not done yet, but it's got most of the tables. Pictures from day 1, 2, and 3, organized by, I think it's going to be organized by day. Pictures of the painting competition, if you need that inspiration. I want to see what other people have done. And there's a really cool album on there that is a detail one, where she's gone to specific tables and taken like a close-up photo.
Action shot. Or
Yeah,
something,
there's one she was extremely proud of a saber tank. Looks like we have a range attack going on here. Of a saber tank on a Geonosis mat that looked absolutely beautiful. Ooh. Woo. Looking like we got some Rebel saves going on here. Rebel caliber saves.
They're built on hope.
It's unfortunate we had to have Rebel and Rebel violence, but 3-0s, the pool starts to thin.
Yeah, we had a snafu with what we originally picked out or something.
I don't know exactly what happened because I wasn't involved with the conversation, but I don't know if Josh picked this one or the judges picked this one based on like the personalities on display versus the lists.
Like when they come over talk to me, it's like, hey, would you like this one or this one? And I was like, oh yeah, this one seems like pretty cool. But then like something happened and they weren't able to beat to the stream table.
With with a majority of the games, we do allow players to say no if they really don't want to be streamed.
It's true, yeah.
Frontline.
I don't want someone here that doesn't want to be.
Right. Frontline does have a rule that says, hey, by buying a ticket to this event, you agreed to be streamed, photographed, etc., etc. So it is kind of written in the rules of the con. However, it's not like we're saving lives here.
Yeah.
If they really don't want to be streamed, it's fine. They don't want to be streamed. So
it would be really interesting if the final game is like, oh, we don't want to be streamed. Like, well, I don't know what to do.
Look, if by the end of day 3 they say no, I think you'll be okay with it. Or we're putting Seth. Or we'll put a doubles game on the stream.
First ever double stream.
And you can see some of Ryan's nonsense. There was the one year there was like 4 ATSTs on the same table. Over that, it was the Mandalorian table. Not Mandalore, but the planet that's name escapes me that they did the little village defense at. With a little toad. The name is not coming to me right now, but it's got all the round wood buildings. Yeah. That's going to kill me. I'm sure somebody on stream will know it. But it was on that table, so it looked very cool. And I'd love to see something like that on the stream again.
It's still round 2, right? Yeah, because none of the POIs have moved yet, so none of them have been claimed. It's still round 2.
Someone said they're painting the vets in different colors of Iron Man suits, which is pretty cool. All my rebels are kind of just a hodgepodge of, when I first started, it was going to be, they were in a desert because Hoth dried up. So so everyone was on a desert landscape.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, it was very cool. And then I decided when Echo Base came out, everyone's going to have, it's going to be before that, so everyone has the ice.
Oh.
So now I have that. And then Braintree came out, I'm like, now there's a 4. So now I have 3 different things, and I've bought stuff off of like the FLG doubles, not the FLG like secondhand used store. So it's just a hodgepodge of random just basing now.
Oh, lovely.
It's so great. It's so fitting Rebels. But then my droids are Naboo, my clones are Geonosians, and then my Empire is the other side of the forest on Endor when they're attacking.
So just a quick update on the game. I don't think it looks great for Santa Mike, as 2 of his ATRTs are down. It looks like he had swoop bikes as well.
No, that's his doubles.
That's his doubles.
Yeah, that's his extra minis.
Okay.
He talked to me about that.
And then he's got the center objective, which will give him a point, but
Yeah, he does have the center, but it looks like Shane on that middle right point popped up an ATRT there, and another ATRT threatening the other point, which is not exactly what you want to see. That far left point being contested currently, and it's a little hard to tell the miniature that's near that center one. It looks like they're tied 1-1 there right now.
No,
That
it's
one might be a push.
No, it's 2 because he has an ATRT and Bad Batch.
Oh, it's the RT. No, on not the middle point, but the one to the left of it.
I think the left 20 has it
Okay.
because that just looks a bit too far out. But
Yeah, let's say avocado up or
it could be the same actually.
Yeah.
But oh no, it's an Ewok. It could be suppressed. I don't know where his leaders are.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
It's easy to lose those little guys, so I understand.
Yeah, because suppressed units don't count. So
Yeah. Is it suppressed or panicked? I play droids, so it doesn't matter.
Panicked, but,
Pretty sure it's panicked.
but I don't know where his leaders are.
Well,
but
yeah.
it's
I don't know what
panicked,
his leaders
yeah.
are.
So you'd have to have 2, and we learned that unit leaders don't count towards if they're panicked for objectives.
Right. Well, that's what I thought.
I see Chewbacca on one side, and that pawn's probably on the right side of the table. I don't know what leaders would be on the left. I don't see any single guys. Maybe
So,
that's Jin down
Say
bottom
avocado
left.
has like 3 objectives at least, and then Mike might have
Mike has
one.
2.
1 TS2.
I think he would have 2.
Okay.
Because
Yeah, it's either 3-2 or 3-1 and a push.
Still have a.
he's up left, there's still the unit left to go. So they might be able to get there.
This there's a sleeper cell unit that's on that edge. It could just slide off. So
Yeah.
Well, Han can also double move to the left. And then shoot the Ewok, shoot someone else. How do you feel about backup in this game? Do you like it or not?
I don't mind it.
it barely comes up. Honestly, it's either you forget about it or you get to use it the one very specific time you can use it.
No, I think there are ways to make it useful, but I don't think it's like I don't game plan around it necessarily.
Yeah.
It's just it's a nice to have. It makes it be it makes the movement be maybe a little freer than it used to be because you know that you don't necessarily have to have your super tactical droid stand behind a wall all game. If you've got that, not a fantastic save from someone there. It looks like he was measuring to the Bad Batch across from him, maybe.
What unit is that on the?
On top.
No, sleeper cell, and I think that's Leia right there.
Yeah, it's Leia.
Yeah, a Leia shot. That makes sense. Yeah, so somebody took some moves over on the mid board.
Yep. Sireka's still alive with 1 though, so that's good. I think the best part about right now is that you can bring so many different heroes.
Yeah.
It's like instead of old Legion where it's 800 points, it's I can bring Maul in a T series, or I can bring Vader in a normal commander. Now it's I can bring Callus and Boba and IG-88 and.
I do feel like it's a lot easier to bring a lot of those characters that were traditionally referred to as middle management.
Yeah.
Well, I am seeing a lot more across the board in my games. Usually on the other side of the field.
Yeah.
Just because the list I've been playing. But, Grievous, for me, he's never fit into that mantra of a Force user. He's always
just a
been
tank now.
he's always been kind of that middle of the road striker, and even more so now that he's a little cheaper, easier to take. But I really, really, really love Entourage Magna Guards on him. I haven't ran the quad Magna Guard list yet.
Yes.
Maybe one day. But I really love building a list and being I got Grievous, okay, I got 2 Magna Guard. Just because the way orders work in a lot of my lists, they tend to always have orders, which is nice.
There's going to be a guy in the Invitational tomorrow that was at Kubla Khan a couple months ago, and he was playing triple B2s with a T-Series and the 3 red gun. It was either 3 or 4 Magna Guards with whips, and then 2 Droidicas, Grievous, and a Super Tech.
Yeah, I did double whips in the variant I was using. I like the whips a lot these days.
Yeah, well, because he was.
You can immobilize vehicles with the whip.
Yes. Because I played a mirror match against an AAT a long time ago, and I got my AAT immobilized by a whip to the butt. Weak point, rear 2. Not in my favor that day. So yes, I have totally seen that happen. Good times.
But the new update for the super tax, giving them reinforcements. You give it to the 3 Magna Guards. You wait for them to hold off. You double move them all up. They all have a dodge from Grievous for retinue. And then at the end phase, they each get to make another speed 1, so they're even closer.
You're appealing to the type of list I like to play here with these ideas.
It's so fun. And then they all have Into the Fray. They all have Surge and Red saves effectively.
Yeah, Into the Fray was pretty critical for my madness. I was running Into the Fray on Grievous as well, and I didn't even use it defensively very much. I used it to make his attack dice not suck so much.
Yeah.
When he would gain those surges, because every miss on Grievous hurts. Alright, looks like we're seeing another attack here. Ooh.
It's a rebel attack.
What are they, yeah.
Wait, what?
Oh, is it cover and then defense dice?
Oh, left side of the board.
Yeah, and if some of those, if it was Rebel Troopers and some of those were surges, then they weren't hits.
Yeah.
So it looked like a really good attack pool, but it probably was only, it looked like 2 hits, and then 1 was blocked by cover.
No, low profile, even before cover.
Oh, yeah, low profile. That's true.
Really good.
Oh, speaking of the shirt,
Oh,
we
did one
talked
of the
about
SoCal guys walk by?
yeah.
Ask me about my handband deployment.
Yes. Are we asking them why? Is that why you guys wanted to know, or do you already know the story?
Oh, I already know the story.
Oh, okay.
I've had hour-long conversations about this story.
With Phil?
Indeed.
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna step off for a second.
All right, good. So LJ, you've done podcasts before.
Occasionally.
Do you like doing the podcasts?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're important to reach out to communities you maybe wouldn't have a voice at. And you'll find niches you maybe didn't have access to previously by jumping on various podcasts. I've never been super interested in, making or maintaining something consistent. So I think it's cool that, being involved with events and, other things makes it so I have an excuse to jump on them every once in a while. It's kind of like being an uncle. I don't own the kid at the end of the day. I just get to spoil it a little bit. But when it has a poopy diaper, I just give it back to its owner. I find it very similar in that way.
At the end of the event, you get to fly home, and I have to drive 11 hours back home.
It's my favorite part about being a head judge is I don't have a lot at stake. I didn't help set up the event. I probably had input on it some way, shape, or form, but for Worlds, Josh is putting that back on his shoulders again, as I know you guys already talked about earlier. And I just get to show up and make rulings and have a good time this year. So in a similar vein, I have a lot of fun with that as well. Yes, I appreciate anybody that can podcast consistently and keep it interesting for their viewers.
It's hard, yeah, because gotta find the topic and then find someone to bounce those topics off of and keep it going.
I feel like there have been a lot of new podcasts that have cropped up over the last year that
We've also
were
lost
around
a few,
previously.
right? We're losing Fifth Trooper now? Or at least
No,
two people are stepping
Kyle's
down.
stepping off, so Notorious Scoundrels is still going to go. And there's still, a lot of the old guard is still around, but, Legion Outriders was one of the first one, and they're not together anymore. And we've had others go in and out, but I really like what X and One is doing in the Midwest. I like what 630 Skirmishers is doing up in Chicago. I appreciate Garrison talks a lot on top of old standbys like Stabcast. If you can get through the 30 minutes of non-talk about Legion, respectfully.
Well, you're there to talk about Legion. Like,
Well,
oh wait, they're not talking.
well,
about it?
they always, branch off into some other game they're playing or other event they're doing. They talked about Civ 5 and Twilight Imperium and all sorts of other really fun stuff on this last cast they did, and they spoiled some stats for this LVO that I gave them. That was a treat. But no, I think the landscape has changed. And I can do this. I want to do my own podcasts, and I think it's great for that hobby time that we were talking about earlier, to have it on the background. And I've got to commute every day, so I use it to catch up on my podcasts. Even if I'm not necessarily super active in a game, I find there's a lot of podcasts out there that fill niches. There was a lore 40k podcast I listened to for a long time, even though I wasn't playing, because I just, I like learning about the lore. And they had Dan Abnett on to talk about his writings and stuff in the 40k universe, which was cool. And even Fury's Finest for MCP, they talk about the first half of the show is always the lore of the character in a comic book. And I find myself wanting to buy a comic book for that character, because I'm like, whoa, this character is so cool. And I never knew that.
Sometimes you just find that like one thing, and it just makes you like kickstart this whole spiral down and buying and playing and whatnot.
Well, and they're also very approachable and super friendly. My wife got really into Squirrel Girl after she listened to their Squirrel Girl episode, and one of their hosts, Chris, helped me figure out my way through the first run and find her first appearance in comics, and that was her Christmas present this year. It was a bunch of Squirrel Girl, so they're also just great community members and people to talk to, which is always appreciated.
Can you read that?
No,
Oh.
I see TJ landed.
Yeah. I don't know if I'll have to like leave here in a moment to go give him his badge.
Oh, no worries. I said he just landed. You've got a little bit of
Yeah,
time.
I got like an hour maybe. No, not.
Yeah, we'll have our other streamer here soon,
Yeah.
just in time for tomorrow's games, which is good. The rotating cast is always great.
It helps. Yeah.
It helps,
Definitely.
and it's always fun to see different personalities and stuff. But I'm excited for you to have your better half
Yeah.
and put up with. And maybe he can handle the rotating casts, and you could take a break for a round or something. Because
Yeah, I'll run him through how to work all my.
yeah, it's just pressing buttons, right?
Yeah.
It practically runs itself, I'm pretty sure. That's why I don't have my own podcast. No, there's a lot to see at the LVO. The 40K tournament had almost 1,100 players this year.
Wow.
So it's just kind of cool to look at that. But there's a lot of games that are played here. MCP, Shatterpoint, Blood Bowl, Bolt Action are all games that I play that I would love to check out and see. And there's a painting competition that they do.
We got cards.
And then there's also a large vendor hall. We're actually in the Miranda, which used to be the vendor hall, and the Brasilia that we used to be in, that we swapped with. Uh-oh.
Din Djarin's 1 pip and Luke's 1 pip.
Oh, this is going to be a big spike turn then. All right.
So
Looks like that was a
still hanging
priority
on
roll there.
Far right?
Yeah. Yeah, he's still hanging out there. By the looks of it.
Jetpack.
So I took a look at the board, and on the left side it's 2 Rebel Trooper units, and then by the secondary POI in the middle of the left side, that was 2 units of Rebels and the Ewoks still
Okay.
over there. So that's why the dice pool wasn't as big as I thought, because the Santa Mike's upper unit was just a normal guy with the shotgun. So next turn when everyone moves up, it's going to be a lot more dice.
Oh, yeah. It's going to get real spicy.
Yeah, we got Din like on the point over here.
Speaking of range 2 weapons really making a comeback here, that Rebel shotgun, most taken Rebel upgrade in the GT.
Oh,
Rebel
really?
Trooper upgrade specifically.
Isn't it like super cheap?
won the
Yeah, it's
thing
also
that
super
Chewbacca
cheap.
went first. Chewbacca's in melee with
Uh-oh.
It's rough.
Oh, wow. Real aggressive. Just shutting down that attack,
Yeah.
making it
Can't
roll
speed
dice.
3 away.
Okay. Well, that's a save. Yeah. Shane was talking about how he had a man. I think it was a Mandalorian he was playing against, whether Den or somebody else that had like a silly amount of like 7-8 suppression on them because Impervious was just doing work. So he's reminiscing there right now about that interaction. It sounds like.
And before 2.6, I was just constantly working on suppression lists because I get tired of just blanking or having cover just block everything. So I was like, how can I get the most suppression? So you take an AAT with lock third, HQ up blank, and a super tack, and like it can double suppress with barrage, and then get to refresh it on the next round, double suppress it again.
I do like Locke a lot. I don't play him as much as I probably should, but I actually have a little 3D print that's on the top of my AAT, so he's poking out the command hatch there.
Nice.
Definitely love to see him putting his little paws together on the top of the vehicle.
That would be such a remember from the Clone Wars when Lockdirk had the weird tank that fired the big missile?
Yes.
If they brought
burn
that
I
to
want that one.
I want that one in Legion.
That's the real experimental droids.
Yeah.
It just pushes all your units in like a cone.
Yeah.
Somebody had what looked like a good save there. There's a lot of paint on those white dice. Oh, no, wait.
What?
I believe Chewbacca was just picked up.
Chewbacca died?
Whoa. I hadn't seen how many wounds were on Chewbacca, but there's no longer a Chewbacca next to Din.
Yeah.
So, never mind.
Bounty too.
That was not a good save. My apologies.
Oh, we didn't hear who we bountied.
He had the Ambam rifle too.
Okay. No more fur.
I guess
I would love to see Whistling Birds come out next turn.
that would hurt.
Or it's probably going to be the Bad Batch 3 pip, but Whistling Birds would be fun to see.
Yeah.
I remember everyone's like when Din was coming out and they saw that card, they're like, Din is so good, he's so overpowered. And then it came out, everyone's like, no.
Blank, blank, blank.
Yeah.
All right, so we did have a shot here. A couple Rebel troopers go down.
On the left side, engaging into melee with the sleeper cell is kind of a strange one.
I don't mind it. It means they're not getting shot from the other flank.
Doesn't mean they're getting
If he made it. If he made it. He might have not made it.
Oh yeah, but also they don't get the free aim, the free dodge from the move and the shoot.
True. Doing some counting of the board state here.
I'm the Ewok one.
Yeah.
Just easier.
Okay, looks like we'll get a point total here in a moment for VPs.
So it's 4-1.
Okay, so I think what we were talking about came true then. We were saying it was either going to be 3-2 or 3-1-1 or 4-1, so.
So we have 4 left. 4 red? Or no, I'm going to use the black and the
I
white.
don't know what weapons they have.
Yeah,
I don't really melee them very often.
I can either have 4 red or with impact or 4 black.
Sounds good.
Why do I feel like it's the wrong dice pool
For what?
for sleeper cell?
I don't know if it's sleeper cell.
Alright, so we're
Nibble dodge one.
It was these guys that moved, right?
Yeah.
Or the two that are too far out. That's suppressive, right?
yes.
It looks like he made base contact, but maybe he didn't. Kind of hard to tell. Either way, it looks like he's still contesting over there.
I'm using my last supervise on that one.
Oh, I thought they got their 2 black in melee, but it's a black-white for their pistols.
That makes sense.
But it's suppressive, so
Didn't want to throw the bombs.
yeah.
Because they got the det packs in melee on that sleeper cell, but yeah, okay. Good to know the melee's the white and black type.
That mind change to like scouts and what was it, commandos? It's really good. Just being able to either melee or just range one, add to your dice pool.
You're looking at 3 into your orange, whatever, rebel troopers over there.
Okay.
All head cover there.
Cover roll.
Looking at 2.
Looks like we had
2.
cover roll coming here, blocking
And we
1.
take
And 2 wounds coming through here. On the other rebel unit there. There we go. A couple more rebels getting picked up. This is a great game.
Yeah.
No matter who wins or who loses, the Empire wins.
Yeah.
The rebels are dying like
We'll see if
flies.
they roll off their suppression.
Oh, this is a big roll right here.
They don't.
1 action.
Bummer, I wanted to shoot 2.
I did not want you to shoot 2.
Alright, we'll go to here. Actually, we're gonna go as far.
All right. Well, hey, we had 1 rules for him, Guy. Let's hand it over to the one that actually does the work these days. Seth has come over Droid's rule, and he's going to replace me so I can go do some admin work.
Okay. Go to the bag here. I got myself an ATR.
Oh my god, it's the Seth.
Hi guys.
How's it going?
Oh, good. I'm exhausted.
I heard you had some interesting rules questions.
Here? No, I've had very few.
Oh, really?
No, yeah. Everyone's doing great. The
Nothing
judges
about
are
an
great.
Amban rifle or anything?
Oh, yeah. I did get to play one of those guys. He was very. Oh, actually, this guy, the guy on stream right now. I played him. Kicked my
Santa
butt.
or?
Yeah, Santa.
Yeah.
You have had some good games today?
Fantastic. 4 games, maybe a lot for one human being, but
Yeah.
all 4 good games.
That's good to hear. So, we were talking with LJ, and like we were discussing like current units that are going to come out that you're excited for your faction. And you were playing Rebels today. Are you excited for the resculpts, or are you more excited for like Han and Chewie on the Tauntauns?
You know, I have like a really special place in my heart for all those rebels that I've already painted and played with like a trillion games. So I'm more excited for new units than resculpts. That said, I'm 100% going to buy the resculpts because the new models do look good. They look
Leia, fantastic.
awesome. Yeah. There's I don't know. I'm gonna need to get them all in hand, and then I'll probably pick a favorite for each character that like I use. The Leia seems like an easy pick.
Oh, yeah.
But like Luke, I have the promo Luke.
Yeah.
And I also had converted my original Luke into a flight suit, and then the promo Luke came out in a flight suit, and yeah, so I'm gonna have a lot of those.
I have a local guy that's like really good at painting, and he painted up. I somehow got 2 of them on eBay on accident by just happenstance that one of the bids, no one overbid me, and it was very cheap, and the other one I overbid too much. So I ended up with 2. So I have one that fits my Desert Rebels, and he painted that up nice, and then I also have a snow one, and then the helmets remove on the snow one, so I can swap between the 3 helmets. I don't know how he did it, but
Man, it's a lot more juice than I'd be willing to squeeze.
yeah. And then and I told him just like some stuff's going on, and I'm like, you want to paint me up a Boba Fett? And he's like, what color scheme do you want? I'm like, I want it to be half Jango Fett, half Boba Fett, straight down the middle. I'm excited to see how it turns out.
Did you say Jenga Fett?
Jango Fett. Not an ad.
Yeah.
What list did you bring, Seth?
I brought rebels as well, like both of these gentlemen. We're all of like mind. We're in the same club. I'm playing Han and Sabine
Okay.
with double sleeper and Clan Ren.
Of course, I was about to ask this. Do you have sleeper?
I do have sleeper. I got them. I rush painted them in the last like week and a half to be here.
You're so good.
They've been doing great.
I was helping someone local in my area prepare for LVO, and he was bringing 3 sleeper cell, 3 ATRTs, and then 2 fleets.
I will say I've been feeling the burn not having any range 4 in my list this weekend.
But there's so much like high terrain.
Like, I know people say, like, the long range has less value now because the missions force you more in the middle, and I don't think that's incorrect at all. But I have multiple circumstances now. Like, my last games, gentlemen had HRUs and E-webs in Blizzard Force, and, like, when he put standbys on stuff, I was just like, oh, well.
I can't do
anything about that. So I was really missing, like, those days where I'd have a strike team or a rebel vet with a CMO or something like that to just help me, give me some flex in those scenarios. So, room to grow for next time.
So, at like one of the most recent tournaments I was out with Josh, there was a buy, so we made him play the buy, and we decided to make the worst list possible without playing like Rebels recently, and we gave him Pathfinders. It was a very bad mistake.
Pathfinders are crack, dude.
They're so good now.
Yeah, they're amazing.
Because, like, we let him choose his upgrade, so we got, like, the emergency transponder and all that stuff. So they infiltrate in, range 4, tap their transponder to shoot, and then recover. And I'm just like, okay.
I think Biston with emergency transponder, duck and cover is a great unit, and you barely have to twist my arm to take POW too. To be honest, they're very flexible.
It's great to see like everyone like counted those units out, but like if people actually started playing them again, the Church of Biston could once again rise.
How's this game going? Are you guys commenting on the game, or are you just like talk like just shooting?
It's like it's a mix. Like either we can like commentate about the game, or we can turn it into a podcast where we talk about anything. The game, just kind of like Subway Surfers in the background. I don't know.
Well, it's interesting to see. It's like the order bag control didn't go for Mike turn 1, so he had to bring out an ATRT, and he kind of pushed it up, and it didn't let him get the counter ATRT shots back. So he was down 1 shot, and then his 3 came out and popped his before the other 2 came out. So.
And also, we just saw like Chewie get into melee with Din on his 1-pip turn before he could activate. But then we saw Chewie die like, immediately afterwards.
Mike played a great game against me round before last. We played Breakthrough, which I'm normally pretty comfortable with Breakthrough because I feel like Rebels tend to be a driver's seat list on Breakthrough. They're comfortable being mobile. They're comfortable leaving their objective behind. You know, they're good at pushing one flank, and then the flank they lose, they kind of just run off and hide with all their dodges, sort of thing. So, like, I normally feel good. And I felt good against Mike, got a couple good sleeper attacks, and then top of round 2, he just shoved those ATRTs and Rebel Troopers onto my breakthrough point, and I was like, oh crud, once it dawned on me like how many wounds of armor and dodges were on my breakthrough POIs, I was like, he's going to contest everything, like this is going so poorly. And then Din and Bad Batch
I just want to point out, Leia just killed 3 Ewoks.
Who did that?
Leia. Santa Mike shot these Ewoks over here by the ATRT.
Oh yeah. Leia's back there on the crate.
With the gun flare, muzzle flash.
Yep. I can't tell what unit that is, but I think it's just a basic.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure those basic
Rebels for Sam Mike. Bringing up the block on the shots is interesting. Maybe he's trying to shoot across something.
Oh, yeah, Mike did that to me a few times because the melee profile is just ever so slightly better than the gun. And the gun also has a minimum range 2, which can be a little funky, that range 4 weapon for the ATRT. Mm-hmm. So when you're in that, like, 6-7 inch sweet spot or whatever, it's longer than that for a large base like that, but running it and kicking, it's actually giving you a few more facings than shooting would.
Yeah. Oh, now we have Bad Batch, I think, going to activate. Bad Batch could hop down, maybe scoot a little bit, do a little move and shoot something.
It's just a cluster right there.
Well, because those not fleets, those Rebel Troopers on the bottom are just right there for the taking. He doesn't have Hunter, right? Or do they have Hunter?
Why wouldn't they have Hunter?
Hunter's the unit leader. Everyone has Hunter.
Okay.
It's
The sniper that
yeah.
I think he just. If I was him, I would try and push to the other side of the ledge, sacrifice this point, try and kill that Ewok over there, and then shoot across. Try and pick up some wounds over there to start making that side of the board his side. Or are they
but on the other side, like they're right where they
need
kind
to
of want
be-
to be, like close range. Hunter can use his ability.
I feel like you can just shoot and then get out backwards to get score at range 1. What's he doing? Where's he moving down? Oh, I think he's trying to block the ATRT from maybe possibly moving. Nope.
So we'll go here, and then that's their token, and they are gonna shoot.
They withdrew. So
They withdrew. Yeah. God, I'm getting tired. Yeah. So they would get to mains, but I'm not even gonna bother.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you'll get an aim off, withdraw, or climb down. So it doesn't matter.
Then we got what was Sleeper Cell next because he pulled out of Special Forces.
Yep. Or maybe the Ewok Slinger, if that's a slinger. So we were talking about big squads earlier.
Yeah.
I feel like Ewoks and droids really benefited from it. Ewoks in the sense they're indomitable. They don't get to remove suppression at the end of the round, so the red indomitable saves helps them a lot to remove it.
Yep.
And then B1s is just funny. Do you take big squads? Or
I have not recently. I did when they first dropped. I don't think they suck for Rebel Troopers at all, because I feel like Rebel Troopers, it often feels like the heavy is the only thing pushing any hits through, and like when your heavy doesn't roll its surge crit or whatever it may be, it can be kind of disappointing. And the beefier Rebel Trooper unit feels like it really does push enough hits to get through a lot more defenses. I'm not normally making room in my list lately, though, because I've just been putting so many points into other things. I do like putting a lot more points on Rebel Troopers than most people do, because my units today both have heavies and both have personnel.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I have like double medic, double captain, double shotgun, double ion. Like,
Medics makes sense, though. Because you have Clan Ren, and I feel like they need to always have the 3 models to be worth it.
oh, and fleet squads are really cool, too.
Oh, big.
To be clear, big fleets with recon intel,
Big fleets
are really cool. Yeah, they project a lot of threat on the table.
There was someone in the Scrambles tournament today with 5 big squads of fleets and 2 buses.
That's a lot braver than I would be.
But you can't put the big squads into buses.
Correct.
It's a wall.
The bus still shepherds them up. Yeah. I ran a big unit on a TTS game a few weeks ago, and fortunately that game there was like a nice central LOS blocker like on this table, so round 1 just running up behind it, and then my opponents just sweating knowing they could climb over at any time and just rain.
Or charge.
Yeah, climb and then jump down kind of thing. Yep.
Dude, units with jump are just so good. Like commando droids with swords, like being able to navigate all of this high terrain.
I feel like we're getting more of the high terrain now, but some tables are still very low. But we'll see higher. Like, there are some height 3, but very rarely.
I already threw something earlier. I might lose the round.
Oh,
That was a bad roll, whatever
You
that
can
was.
drop it. Just the token.
Was that Luke? Because he had a Luke. He has Commander Luke somewhere. And if Commander Luke
Somewhere in that scrum.
Yep, that's him. Flexing his lightsaber in the air.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't see it.
It's I believe that's the Bespin Luke model is the one he's measuring half range from right now. The original, like, corset Luke.
Okay. Yeah, you just picked him up.
Yep, and he dropped his surface scan token.
Because Luke didn't go yet, and he has the Son of Skywalker card right now.
This game's rough for both sides.
That's a big
Yeah,
hit.
I'm having a very hard time telling based on game state who's advantaged right now.
Yeah.
Advantage-wise, I really think it's starting to swing back to Santa Mike, but it's hard to.
I mean, he still has Din.
He still has Din, he still has Han, still has Leia on the right side. The left side is kind of becoming the end phase of the fighting.
It's starting to crumble.
Yeah, no one's going to score that left side at all. The middle, I think, is going to Santa Mike. And I think next turn, Din cleans up those
Ewoks.
And then it's 2-1.
Well, if he's if he's got point advantage, he can give up an objective.
He doesn't have point advantage, but it's
He doesn't. Right?
How are the comparative activation costs looking right now?
Let me look at the list. So they started with 12 activations to 13 activations.
Holy cow, these guys are not messing around. Oh my god. They're making my 11 act list look really inadequate right now.
I don't think Santa Mike. Can we go up to Santa Mike's thing and see what he lost?
Yeah. The pan over there.
Yeah. Because I think he lost 3 ATRTs and.
I think he still has his third RT. Looks like.
Oh yeah, it was 3 RTs in the middle. Never mind. But he lost 2 ATRTs and a sleeper cell squad. It looks like.
Most of that's a 4 of 5 of a rebel trooper unit and 4 of a sleeper unit and then 2 of Bad Batch are in there. That's Wrecker and Tech.
Oh, he's going.
So
that
he's
way,
got some
okay.
he's got some attrition like adding up, but the only acts I saw on that tray were the 2 ATRTs, which means he still has 9 on the table.
Yeah. And then we have Avacado. We know he lost Chewbacca this round. We know he lost
Commander Luke.
The Ewoks
And an Ewok graveyard over there. Oh, is that Daimyo Boba's been knocked out as well? Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it
Okay,
looks
thanks for
like-
the update.
Yeah. Now we know game state. So all he has left is Jin as the commander over here. And 1, 2, so 4 on the right side. And then
You mean Leia? He doesn't have Jin.
is that not Jin?
No, it's Leia.
No. In my head, he was playing Jin.
Oh wait. Sorry, you mean Jaren?
No. Jin.
Oh, Jin Urso. Okay, yeah. He does not have Jin Urso. He has Leia.
Avocado.
Yeah, Avocado has Leia.
Oh. They both have Leia. So that's Leia by the ATR2.
Which one won the role for blue player? Which one is blue player, should I say?
It's Avocado is blue player.
Shane's blue. Okay.
The lettering is on the side of what the
Oh,
player's
perfect.
name is.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Oh, that's nice.
I guess I should. Maybe if it's in the
I will say most of these missions, and I feel shifting's definitely one of them, tend to reward an early lead. Like that's a lot of victory point advantage Mike needs to make up in the next few rounds.
But I think he can now with.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm not saying it's in doubt. I'm just saying it's good to have the 3-point lead.
It's good, but he lost 2 big key pieces before they went. Well, Chewbacca did, but he did nothing against Din's armor. He rolled 3 blocks against Chewbacca.
Yeah, Din's not hurt at all, I don't think.
Yeah, Din's not hurt. And then with just the ability to knock out Son of Skywalker before it activated and just tore up the ATRT or just anything on that side, really pushed it back to the 50-50 game, I feel like.
This is crazy.
Because right now, it's 1.
So he's not scoring, but he hasn't gone yet, right?
Oh, he kicked you. He was scoring. He kicked you, remember?
Oh, is he scoring?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to move him back just a little bit there. Because he's a little bit off.
Gentlemanly play.
Yeah, I think we shook him and moved
Okay.
him to measure on.
That's right, you kicked.
Playing with intent.
Santa Mike's been good about that. Like, turn 1, like, his opponent didn't know how, like, Rebel Bad Batch work, and he explained it to me. He's been very good guy this.
The Bad Batch is a lot of keywords too.
All right,
I've played against it too, and I triple check. Like,
Take that as the cover.
Sounds good.
So, those Ewoks can't use Leia's courage, right? Even if she has underworld connections?
So using courage, what prevents mercenaries historically from sharing courage is the self-preservation keyword. Ewoks do not have the self-preservation keyword, I believe. I believe it's just Black Sun and Pikes that have that.
Yeah.
So they can share courage. There is other things they can't do, so they can't be ordered unless she has underworld connections.
Yep.
They can't have exemplar tokens from a non-matching unit given to them. Those are the big ones.
Yeah.
But courage is not one of them. They can get courage. So you could conceivably run a Bright Tree Village list with just rebel commanders, and your rebel commanders would
Give them.
grant courage to the Ewoks.
It's fascinating. Just the.
About to be here.
Oh, hey, I only have the 1, so make sure either give it back or let him in.
Yeah. That's very similar. It was just, yeah, just.
ATRT backpedaling.
Yeah, it's better to get the objective than the score or kill.
Well, he's also making an attack because now he's beyond range 1 of a unit, so he can shoot it.
Because he couldn't go into melee with it.
Yeah, it's a lot of crowded real estate up there.
So was that 1 dead May?
Yeah, 1 dead, 1 block. It's good. It's taking out 2 dice if that's a sleeper cell. Giving it a suppression. I don't think there's anything left on that side of the board to activate, but it still pushes the... What? Oh, that was
I believe he was rolling. If I'm not mistaken, that was a courage roll, probably for Ewoks that have Indomitable.
Yeah.
Or a rally roll, pardon me.
But still only one action on him, so he's moving to contest, I guess.
It's what they do best.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this keeps migrating back. How unfortunate.
Okay. Yeah.
Slingers are a fantastic unit.
They're so cheap. Like,
I feel like they're original sleeper cell for me. That 10 black dice attack, I feel like just always curves high.
You get so much value for what was a 30-point unit. Yeah, like we
Well, I
just
like
saw,
adding the squad and forest dwellers. It's basically a package deal for me. It's 10 Ewoks with Scout 1.
yeah, we saw one where it was just like one model of an Ewok left that was holding up a Grievous. Just like, it's worth it.
Champ.
I didn't realize that there was like a little doorway there. I thought it was solid.
I think it's an awning.
Yeah, I think the center objective has some overhang on some of the sides.
That's just a normal.
Objective, sorry, building structure.
Yeah. That's just a normal Rebel Trooper unit, but I think it's going to come up and try and shoot that sleeper cell again. Try and make sure it's not at full health, trying to pelt something else.
So it's not the unit of Shane's is up there is a Rebel Trooper unit with shotgun assaults, I believe, and shotguns.
No.
The sleeper cell up there, I can only identify right now based on bases. All of Shane's are on those dirt gravel bases, or all of Mike's are on the dirt gravel bases. All of Shane's are on the premium.
Yeah.
I don't mind it. It's not. I don't play it very often, but it's there because I literally have no access to any cards to create. So it's the same amount.
Dice roll.
What's up?
Dice roll. It's pretty good.
That's a solid Rebel shotgun attack. And that's a solid Rebel defense roll.
Yeah.
High fives all around.
Oh, no, that was cover.
Oh, that was cover. Well,
Yeah.
same diff.
I think it's taking 3.
Oh yeah, with Pierce, or is it?
Yeah. It's okay. Common misconception because I've been playing that shotgun all day. When you say I have the shotgun in my Rebel Trooper unit, everyone's like, "What is that, Pierce?"
No.
No.
Oh yeah, it's critical, right?
It's impact.
That's
It's impact 1, 2 red, 2 white. So you're really just taking it because it's barely more expensive than the personnel is. So he just happens to have a cute gun. The white are almost inconsequential, but getting the 2 red is nice.
Yeah.
You get what you pay for, by and large.
that's Leia shooting at probably Den.
No, at
Oh,
the
it's the
single
last
Rebel unit. Why doesn't it have a dodge? It moved.
Maybe something else shot it.
Does it not get him off the climb?
They do not get it off of climb. Agile and tactical are off of a standard move. So
Yep.
if your unit didn't perform a standard move, you would not get that. That's come up a lot in my games today.
Yeah.
Well, we got Evan Paul in the chat saying Scoundrel's going to cover each super squad and how worth it we think they are at the end of the month.
An article to look forward to.
You hear it here first. Check out Fifth Trooper. Moving on to round 4.
If I get them.
Is it round 4?
Let's
They
see.
haven't scored this round.
No. Leia. Let's see. Let's see what happens.
All right.
Maybe I'll get some miraculous rolls.
Doesn't take much to be mine.
Oh, I know they did.
I played a little silly a few times there, so I can't blame dice roll for my mistakes.
This is round 3. They only moved it once.
What?
It's round 3. They only moved it once, right?
No, this is round 4. Oh. This is the second time they scored. Because he starts scoring
Yes.
in round 2.
Yep.
So he's got.
No?
That's what it says. That's how they scored it.
Really? How they score 8?
Doesn't matter to come down.
1, 2, 3. Didn't Luke drop this? Oh, he picked up the scanner again. That's why.
Oh.
Well, I was curious what the scoring would come out to. So that's
It's not looking good for Santa.
Shane scored. Is that the 2 right and the 2 left objectives, or 2 right, 1 left?
At the end, he picked up the scanner down here.
Yeah.
So then the scanner went off at the end of the turn to get 1.
Yep.
And then we have 1 on the far right.
Yep.
Center far right, and then center far left. Because there's the Ewok that's still alive back there somehow. They didn't kill.
Contesting that one.
Yep, with a sleeper cell or a rebel unit.
Yep.
The far left is 2 units, 1 of each.
Yep.
The middle is a hodgepodge of just his stuff now.
As I said, the early lead can be really vital, even though he's taken a big attrition beating. Being able to just even contest objectives from here on out, you're maintaining your lead.
Like the Bad Batch needs to pull its weight, and so does Din. But there's not enough firepower to get through the ATRTs that are still alive.
Ooh, change of plans
Ooh.
versus standing orders.
Oh no.
Do you veto the standing orders?
I think that's all he has left, I think.
It's very likely, given the amount of characters he's lost, that is his only command card he can play.
And I don't think he's mad about playing change of plans right now, because it gets some orders that he wants to put out. Because, yeah. Does Din not have bounty?
Din does have bounty.
But who did he put the bounty on?
I don't know.
It's very likely, I will say it's very challenging in today's day and age to... It's really nice that the bounty scores immediately, but sometimes making sure the bounty hunter is the one who ticks that last wound can be quite nasty.
Yeah.
So it's very likely it was one of those characters pulled off the table already that Din was not the one who
I feel like that's like always been the case. Like it's hard to time it right.
Santa,
What did he say?
who did Din bounty?
Boba Fett, but he got killed by somebody else.
So Din bountied Boba Fett. Interesting. Whenever I have a bounty, I just target the white save. Never a surging red save, because I know I'm never going to kill it. Oh.
Okay.
time in the round was called.
5 before I'm 50. I was like, I can't do anything in 5 minutes.
They're gonna play out their 15-minute overtime.
So I will go. We'll move here.
Yep.
And shoot 2 into Leia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Please can still shoot Leia.
There's your standing
You
orders.
shoot Leia, then shoot Ewoks. Then
2
Din
into Leia.
can move down and at the Ewoks, contest this one. Or kill Leia.
I don't think the people watching at home can see you pointing at the screen.
Well, sometimes I'll fill in and try to. So this guy is gonna sleep here.
So basically what I was pointing at is Han Solo is going to shoot Leia, put her up to 4, shoot the Ewoks, put them down to 2, hopefully. And then Din Djarin will activate. He gets his free aim, take a shot into Leia, pick up Leia with his Pierce gun, move back to secure that. And then you have Han Solo and Leia up top here, doing a push down into this one, contest it, because he has to put 2 ATRTs into it to then not make him score. The middle objective is kind of a wash now, because the Bad Batch can just take aim, move out here, pick up this squad down there, or whatever they need to do, and the left side of the board is not scoring anymore. So he basically needs to get the 3 points this round to put him up to 6. With the scanner would put him up to 7, and then if they can get hopefully the next round and start it by putting down a card, Santa Mike would win. But it's probably not going to happen because people don't play. People don't play that fast.
You got the whole round planned out already.
Yeah.
These guys don't have the luxury of just sitting on their butt watching it all happen.
That's armchair Legion players.
It's so much easier when I can just say, that's not what I would have done.
I'm just going to backseat drive this now. But I think watching games streamed is better than watching people play the game and film it from different angles and stuff. From a top-down view, you just see what's going on and movement and range a lot better, instead of people like shooting it from the sides.
You get a sense of like, okay, this unit started over here and then they ended up like all the way over here, or
Yeah.
threat ranges.
But it's also like you're just staring at the same area, and it's not moving around as much as if you're filming it like from a lower angle and like around this unit shooting around here, and then you turn the corner with the camera, and it's a lot.
I've thought about like implementing a second camera like I have up there that I can move around as well.
But it's also
one
like
of the sorry to interrupt.
Oh no, you're good. Continue.
It looks like the sleeper cell in the top left are withdrawing from the rebel troopers. Oh, and then running off, so they can remain contesting, but
I guess.
I'm assuming he'd like to make some attacks on those rebel troopers.
Why wouldn't he just punch the Ewok and kill the Ewok?
Is there one
base
Ewok right there?
The Ewok's in base contact with the astromech back there, I'm pretty sure.
I don't think that was the intention though. 'Cause that guy just moved up there, didn't.
That's alright.
I'm not sure. I did not notice that plucky Ewok until just now.
Yeah.
It was the one that was like hanging out over here for a long time, and then it just moved up here.
Sometimes I've found in a lot of the games this weekend, you end up in melee a lot more often around these POIs, but sometimes you have to weigh, like, do I think this one unit is going to destroy this act, or would it better be withdraw and then shoot them 2 or 3 times? And you may have just made that calculation. Notably, sleepers do lose a black die. They go to black-white in melee, and they typically aren't packing as many aims.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, they get a bunch of stuff by moving around POIs, right?
Yeah, when they have the astromech, they gain a dodge token whenever they end a move of any kind at range 1 of a POI. So he should have 2 right now after the withdraw move.
He still has his face up border over there, so I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's all right. They may not even get shot, and if they do, I think Shane knows sleepers well enough to catch that they should be swimming in dodges right now.
Okay, never mind. It's hard dice down there. I'm sorry, next round.
Oh, we have a Tory.
Well, I'm a little bit back. I'm a little bit delayed. I'm listening to it now.
Oh,
As we can see, Tori has entered the picture.
this is my co-host for tomorrow. Oh, I miss you so.
I missed you, dude.
Kiss, kiss, kiss.
All right. We'll go back there.
That felt nice when he gave the massage. My back is...
Katie, I'm here safe. I'm here.
He survived. She'll get in like 5 minutes.
So
That was a big. Someone just rolled a lot of black dice.
you try the sleeper cell that move down.
Yep.
Did they shoot and move?
Oh, they're still resolving. We're counting out defense dice from that big mallet attack.
I think it's dying in the open then. I count 5 blanks.
Hope that's the cover.
Nope, it was open shot, I guess, because the leader.
Yep, they're defeated. I believe they're dropping an asset token right now.
Yep.
Another fumble.
Technically, those aren't supposed to be on the battlefield.
Yeah, they remain on the unit card, but I also have a habit of putting certain marked target tokens and asset tokens out, partially for my own
Keep
sake.
track of it.
Yeah. Just floating around them so I can remember which units are important, which ones aren't.
What's chat saying?
It looks like Bad Batch is only rolling 2 black, 4 white right now. And Paul podcast for that one actually. There will be an article eventually. Nick Bodgar will be joining us for that one.
I love Nick. He's a good guy. A man of the people, some say.
People's champion.
People's champion. I once did a podcast with Mr. Robert, also a judge here at LVO.
Shane's moving rebel troopers into those sleepers, taking advantage of the fact they just activated to find a safe spot to put one of his unit leaders.
Do not touch those rebels anymore.
Can't the Bad Batch... Oh, no, never mind. Bad Batch don't have enough dice to wipe them out.
Bad Batch are also notably steady and not relentless or charge, so their melee threat range is a lot different than their ranged.
True.
But Hunter can knife anyone he gets next to, or any of them get next to.
If Hunter goes this way, and then Omega ranges one, and then kills the Ewok.
Just go out of your
That'd
way.
be a way to go.
That'd be a way to go. It can test that left side then.
So what we're gonna do is I think I have to worry about that. Okay, so we are going to. Do we even need to move? Yes.
Troopers take a shot on.
Go this way.
And just remember that ATRT will block some of them.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and get out far enough.
Yeah, you can probably swing a guy
Yeah, I
pretty
think
far over there.
I can.
You'll definitely see all of them. I'll have some POI cover and ATRT cover, but that hasn't proved to be extremely successful on my side today. Oh, we had a lot of open shots. So I've only had like 1 or 2, so I can't say too much about that.
Right. Okay, I think we can see everybody now.
Oh yeah, yeah, we should see everybody.
Okay, and we're in range 2.
I also see everybody, just so the audience knows.
You are omniscient.
Indeed. It's in the open.
You gotta draw a line through the ATRT. That's a really good roll.
Oh my god.
That's a rebel trooper unit with a SX-13 shotgun.
Is that only 1 die?
I couldn't tell.
It's
Yeah.
1 die.
Does Hunter's knife give a suppression or no?
It's not an attack action.
I don't believe so, unless it specifies on the card, which I think is very unlikely it specifies on the card.
Let me look up Hunter's card.
It's not a lot of space on that itty-bitty card.
It's just,
Just one wound.
oh, and it's LOS. Never mind. The ATRT saved the day. Unless you can. No. Bad Batch are mercenaries, right? Or Bad Batch mercenaries?
They are rogues, like most of the bounty hunters are. That
They have the yellow border.
Yeah. And then on Mike's list, does anyone have Underworld connections? That's the next.
I believe Leia does.
That's Avacado.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there are some interesting plays as well with Din Djarin having comms relay. He can have Din Djarin, when he plays his command cards, pass his order token to Bad Batch, because Din can do that because they share an affiliation.
Only if you had a Leia card to make Bad Batch go first. Different game.
And yeah, because I think the core are dead. But they're still in the bag.
The Crown Royale dice bag classic.
Oh, of course. It's just for the aesthetic. He doesn't like to drink. Let's put that on the record.
Shane's got some drip with that Rebel dice bag.
Oh, yeah.
My dice bag has porgs on it. Not to brag, but it does.
I also just have a Crown Royal dice bag.
You guys saying you don't use the bag they give you at the tournaments?
The new white one's a little small for me. I do have a Rebel one. I don't know if it's from Legion or if it's from another Fantasy Flight game that I use quite a lot.
I have the. No, it's the one with Grievous on it.
Oh, yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
The Clone Wars core set logo one, yeah.
It fits my army very well. It's a very close game.
They are choking each other out in the dirt on every single POI at this point.
Yeah. They both took the way of I spread out and try and get everything, and not
Getting nothing?
yeah. Instead of how most people play this game, and it's I take the two on the left side, or I take the two on the right side. You take the two on the other side, and we fight for the middle. What's chat saying? Let's start roasting chat.
Okay, so one guy said, y'all said
they're roasting you.
all know new round. I don't think they started a new round. It's still the same.
It's 15 minutes till dice down, and I didn't realize that 15 minutes is a lot faster than it is. Some say 15 minutes is a very long time.
Say it's a lifetime.
Yeah. Some say 5 minutes is very long, but
Here we had a cover roll, an armor roll in air quotes, and those Ewok slingers are gone. Oh, look at that. Just as you predicted, Din nails the Ewoks and jumps to safety.
yeah. Now my question is, can Leia shoot the other Leia and then get into... Nah, it's game.
I'll get a point for being able to see too, because Din has the scanner. But I'll tie here. Well, actually, Leia would go about there. Yeah, so I would probably win that point, but you're going to get this one.
I have those two.
Yeah, and I can't catch up. You're too far ahead.
We have an extra 5 minutes beyond.
I can't catch up. Okay.
All right. You just want to end the round right there, then?
Yeah, let's just
Or you
end
want
it
to
right
concede? I don't care, right?
Yeah.
Blue player wins.
Depends how much
I'm
skill
going to
points you
measure
want to give
things
me, I guess.
just
Doesn't matter.
for my sake.
Okay. Oh yeah, so we should finish that way equally.
Yeah, I just get the 900. Okay. You get everything we're at, and I get 900.
Yeah.
So. And then we score score. We score exactly every hour.
Yeah.
You make me play a scrappy game like everyone else around here, man.
Leia is what, 1 to 3?
If you guys want to do like
What the hell, what? You in?
Sure, I mean, I can yap a tiny
Yeah,
bit.
she was going to run over there, but the game's over. So I would have got a point there.
Because I thought
Oh, no, she couldn't. No.
it's hard to tell from the street.
Yeah. Yeah, no, there was no way that was going to happen. What was left in my command hand? I never used the Bad Beskar.
So you would have killed.
Because
Boba. Rip Boba. I forgot even how the
really
game.
bad errors. I just,
Alright, so we
he's a better player than me, so yeah.
Lucas Boba, I thought you were gonna do with
Chewie.
Right.
Alright, so 49.
I didn't see him. I didn't see the play with him blocking line of sight to the Ewok, and that's what the plan was. The plan was to move and then shoot the Ewok and then move back to score because I get range 1. But then when he put that there, I was like, that's what. And that's I should have punched. But the problem was if I punched, then they would both be in melee, and I couldn't shoot one. So what I thought was I could get enough units. These guys could shoot, and these guys could shoot, and maybe I could kill both of them and then die there. But when he did the line of sight blocker, I couldn't get there anymore. Do we want to? Can we take this? Can we clean this up? Or yeah. Okay. That was a great game.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that.
good game, man.
Yeah.
That was a tough one.
You had.
There was a point last round where there's a few things I just really whiffed.
I thought you were going to go with Luke earlier.
I should have went with him after you removed Bad Batch, but I didn't.
Yeah, because.
Okay.
What do you want from us?
if you want to, you can hop on. We can talk.
Yeah,
about your
let's
game.
do a post-game interview here. Come on over, guys.
You want to?
Right now, and I'm ready for my game.
Come on over, fellas.
We'll talk about the vibes, Sam.
Yeah, exactly.
How the vibes feel when you lost both to something you didn't expect. And then how was your vibes feel when it was a battle of the blunders? You blundered a little more.
Where do we go? Sit here and here?
Yeah, here. Put on your headphones so you can hear yourself and your lovely voices.
All I want to do is hear myself talk.
Yeah. All right. We don't have the map anymore, so I can't like reference like, oh, when this happened over here. Well, to be fair, we turned your game into a little bit of a podcast, so there's a good like half of it we don't know exactly what happened, but
Neither do we.
we have a general idea of what happened.
We're both half asleep. Yeah.
I've been doing this for 14 hours now. So like LJ came over and he
Took over a bit.
took over and did a good like podcast thing. I appreciate that for him. How do you guys feel about your game and everything?
I'm actually quite pleased that I lost handily, but that I did as well as I did. This is going the 3-1 for me is a huge deal. That's above my pay grade. And then getting to play somebody who I know is a better player than me, that I see on the Legion Discord all the time, who's actually a nice guy, just made it a fun game. Like I didn't feel any pressure, and I felt like I started off on the back foot when his ATRTs really did some damage to me
You
early.
took out your first one that you brought forward, right?
Yeah, and then I felt like, this is not going to go well, so I'm just going to press W and see what I can make of it, because it worked for me previously. So, but I feel
there were certain parts where it's just like it evened out every now and then.
Yeah, I felt really good about the intro there. Obviously, I was not going to do it, but I was hoping I'd kill both those round one. Definitely a pipe dream there. But both of them are around like 1 HP, I think, or ATRT.
Yeah.
So I felt good about it.
Yeah.
I felt good where I was positioned. Then I was like, well, you could come around with Bad Batch to my right, your left, around there and shoot my boa. So I tucked him in. I thought that'd be better.
Yeah.
So then when you did that, I was like, oh, that was definitely where the game felt different to me. Like I said, I came into it excited and doing all round one, and But that definitely turning point, and obviously I think the exhaustion. We both, you definitely
I-
started way talking about tossing. You tired?
We picked up a couple things where Sandra was just like, I don't know, man, I'm just exhausted.
Yeah, I was feeling okay. I was like, okay, he's tired. I'm not. This will be nice. And then I was like, probably like after round 1, I was like, I felt I was lightheaded. I was like, I can feel the exhaustion hitting me now. I was like, now we both gotta try to clear our mind.
And
so that was also not helping.
And playing Rebels against Rebels, I mean,
The worst matchup.
I don't like it because I feel like Rebels are really strong, and when I'm not playing Rebels, I'm like, I know my advantages, I know what's going to work against, and then he does the same thing to me, and he did what I do.
It's just the worst matchup
Jump
because
out early and get points, and that's what you did to me.
Yeah, it's the worst matchup though, just like because your pools aren't catered to that extra dodge or two you're always expecting, and you peak once or twice, so like a nice block, and like, you're kind of hanging out to dry. You had some bigger spike damage units. My spike damage relied on Luke and Boba. Neither of them did any of that. So every game I got to do a scrappy game.
Shane, you have some fans and oh yeah, I believe we had someone from Minnesota watching.
My little sister?
I think it was your sister.
Yeah,
and
that's
she
the squirrel in there.
I have no fans. Nobody knows. I don't post on the Discord.
I think some of those are my internet friends, yes. I hope they weren't trolling you too hard. That's good to see. I'm hoping they're having a good day watching our game.
Yeah, but when you jumped out early and ahead, which is what I tried to do.
That's what I tried to do, yeah. That's what we both tried to do.
What we both, and I was like, oh, this is going to go south. That's why I was like, W.
Yeah. And I was hoping to bait you a little more to like one side or the other. And then like I did spread a little, maybe a little thin, maybe not. Maybe it was just enough.
I think I spread too.
As I try to do a scrappy game, right? Like I don't like to trust my dice. It doesn't work always well for me. You can spike here or there. I don't think I got anything crazy this game. So I was like, I just gotta like shoot or like double move into melee, and just you have to understand the really precise order operations to play this kind of game where it's like, yeah, you got 2 minis, but you can't do anything for the next like 3 activations. You just get in these weird positions.
I got some messages for you.
I'll say hi to my mom and dad, I guess.
We got a celebrity here.
So that's my biggest game plan is just getting down this really tight, perfect like order operations, and obviously destroying stuff's great, but I don't like relying on it. Like I'll try my best. Like you have those 3 rebel troopers. Like I hope I could destroy them. I should destroy them, but I'm never gonna trust it. You know, and like I wasn't gonna cry over not killing those guys. Right. Maybe I could panic them with another shot somewhere else. But that one I definitely wanted to destroy. But the other one's like with that single Ewok. I was like, I'm just gonna be a dick and try my best. Just be super annoying. That's the whole point of the list.
That was a great move.
It's got a lot of bodies. They're all like all of them are about 60 to 65, except for my heroes. And it's like if you trade out half of them and you spend 120 units points of units, that's why I hide them all. Like you got mad. Like here's my Ewok. All right, there's 6 inches back here. You can shoot him a ton. I don't care.
I'm gonna throw 12 dice at your 1 Ewok.
Yeah, I was like, that puts you further back now, so you got to double move instead of move shooting.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, my friends will be in future games will be just as annoyed with that as I was with it from you, because I'm gonna start doing. I'm like, put one and hide. Yeah,
and that's why I cater it all to it. You know, it's like there's so many 6-mans. The 6-man's great. It's always like one extra wound, one extra shot you don't expect. It's like, dude, this is ruining my day, because that I don't care if like things destroyed. It's how many activations it takes to destroy my stuff. That's all I care about is buying time. Hopefully
like
trying
through Chewbacca in the din.
Yeah, I was like, I thought he was gonna flamethrower my Wookiees or my Ewoks at any point. I was like, you're gonna destroy him either anyway, or no matter what, I should say. I was like, well, I got charged, and maybe do something. I want to get him to a point anyways, so that's what he's gonna do.
And you know, to be honest, I forgot that it was Boba that had the bounty.
Oh,
I thought it was Chewie, because the game before.
Yeah, I was trying to like cater, like, where's he gonna put Din? You're the second to last like Din or something. And I was like, he needs to go a certain spot, so I didn't want to put him there. I wanted to put him on the left a little more, but I want to also get that full value Z6 rocket off. I mean, there's a reason I'm YOLOing 12 orders round 1. I want to do something to that rocket. Right. So I got 5 damage. Obviously, I'd love to kill it, but it's a little closer to Din than I want, in case he just like flew across the map to that midpoint and then over.
And Din just came up too early. I used all my improvise, and he came up, and I was like, well, I got to put him somewhere. So
I think I got pretty decent round 1. Sometimes you get just totally shafted, but I felt pretty good. I was lucky your ATR went first, because if my ATRs get pulled first, which I don't want, I don't mind it. That's why I used to have sleepers in this list, or I tried as a quick little try for another month and a half. So I tried it once, and I was like, the whole army needs order control. So I was like, I don't want to do that. It's just not the timing part.
Yeah, it seems to be like the meta is, it's, you know, ATRTs, and there's a lot of bad badge and this and that, but it's either big slingers or sleepers. it seems to be one or the other.
Yeah, I think sleepers. Yeah, you just want to like they need a little bit of aura control because I try to pop them early if I can. I didn't get any good chances on you. I just all my guys died when they shouldn't have. I should have played a little smarter. Definitely a few spots. The part where I almost like I probably saw you get a little like oh crap when I moved that Ewok into your sleeper there in the middle left. I should just guarantee that left one there. I thought once I did that, I was like it's 2-1. I was worried you're going to realize and catch on that your Rebel Troopers underneath that building could just get there and I'd lose it. So I would have lost 2 instead of like moving there and guaranteeing it. It kind of worked out weirdly enough because we both kept messing up. But I was like, oh my god, I just like threw this right now.
And when
I
you
felt really
you put
bad.
that ATRT as a line of sight block,
Yeah.
that was like.
It was also I was trying to
ruined my
deter you
plan.
from destroying it because if you destroyed it, I dropped it, couldn't rejuggle it back into my guy, and you killed him. That's your one way of winning is get like 4 or 5, and then score your surface plus the 2.
Yeah.
You could actually beat me.
Yeah.
So I was like, I can't let this guy get destroyed, so I'm just gonna fly over here, obviously blocking my captain or even the Ewok. It was a secondary priority, but I just didn't want you to like catch on where your sleepers could probably one-shot my ATRT with their like blast thing.
Yeah, and now we know you can split melee.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, but like if you have
They
two
have 2 different weapon pools.
Yeah, they have
So
two different
they have
weapon pools.
jetpacks and some weird like melee gun thing. And I totally forgot it too because like I played them literally once.
I
like,
never
a month
even
and
knew
a
you
half
could
ago.
do that. Yeah.
And everyone just shoots at them.
It's like they don't want to be in the melee anyways. Like,
Yeah, well, my plan was to get the sleepers away and them scoring, and then I was going to use the Bad Batch and I was going to move and steady and shoot and kill one, but then you moved that ATRT in the way, and that was it. That was,
I also should have got Luke earlier, but I was worried if I killed them, then sleepers would do what they just did. And so that
I was
really
surprised you didn't go with
I was
Luke
hoping you were
earlier.
gonna natty him and then just like do like 6, and I'd totally.
Yeah, when you
walk him
didn't
out.
go with him, and I was
That
like,
was
if I
that
get
was
the
that was where I
sleepers-
was like. I didn't expect him 1 shot, or well, he had 4 health, but
Yeah.
I was hoping I could survive on 1 or something.
Even losing, I killed Luke and I killed Boba, so I'm happy.
Yeah, so it's like I said, some tough things.
it's all about having fun, right?
Yeah, no, it was a great game. Like, there are always games you think way too much though, but this is probably the most exciting one where I thought too much. And
That was a good
I was
one.
worried about our time too because you said your game was running
Yeah,
out.
I know,
I
then
thought
I
we had
started-
like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So I started playing super fast.
Me too.
And I was like, obviously we want to get the game done. We're not trying to slow play. We're playing methodical.
I would
but,
never. Yeah.
I was like, oh crap, we're way behind. Is what I thought because no one told me that. So
Yeah, we didn't need to play that fast.
yeah, but we got it done, and we could have finished that 4th round, and I would have won like the 12 or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it wasn't going to matter.
So we got done. We got done what we wanted to get done. It was a tough game, and like all my games, I have like a ton of entries dead, but only like 4 or 5 dead. Or
And
units
all of
gone.
my games at LVO have been all great people.
It's been some good games.
Yeah, I've had all good games and really nice people, which is always
We've
nice.
got a great community.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a great event.
And thanks
Thank
for
you for-
streaming too. Nice to
Yeah.
see you again. This is the
Live
second time I've been
streaming
on.
your game, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see what happens tomorrow. You have a standby.
Yeah, we'll see. How
Maybe I'll see you again on the
yeah,
table.
we'll see how I feel about the LVO, the invite part. I don't know. We'll see what tomorrow brings. I'm on a standby anyways, so that's tomorrow's problem.
All right.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you. Thanks for streaming.
No problem.
All right.